I've heard that rumor that people in advertising are big on the cocaine, right?
And then if I was zoning on her, she'll say no, she's never touched cocaine. But she's
Yeah.
like 100 times, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I meet this colored man. What did your grandfather say? The dementia.
Fuck off, inflate your
Oh, it's Friday.
Hey, where the fuck you are? Do you take Ozempic?
Dude, I don't have sugar diabetes.
You should take Ozempic.
No.
But this
For the weight loss. No. Okay, guys, hold on. Ozempic.
Why not, nigga?
Ozempic, no. Now there's law and order. There's law and order in Zimbabwe. They arrested South Africans for entering illegally the other day. Please search, not for real. I saw that in the news. They arrested. Hey.
Some of my best friends are Zimbabwe.
No, I got a lot of people. I lived in Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
bro. I've shared like meals. I've lived in Hill, bro. I've shared meals. Hey, Zwana, Yes, welcome back, bro.
It's good to be back. Hi, so.
Why is it not you've never done this? You're two.
I was just like, I thought I was supposed to start the show. Now it's like 3, 2, 1, it's all.
No.
Why did this man make me move
There was a
left
silence,
to right?
There was a silence because you were meant to start it, then I saw that you're not.
Yes, but for the chillers, for the purposes of bringing everyone
we
up to
started
speed,
with the...
we talk a lot of shit here before the camera starts rolling.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why when we come on, it's like, hey, how are you? Welcome back. What the fuck? I just spoke to you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but he was counting us down and we're not talking about anything
You
before
see,
that
and
countdown.
clapping his hands, and I'm like,
That's what we normally do.
sing clap. Should we do one? 3, 2,
No.
1, speeding.
It's done.
It's done.
Okay, how are you,
done.
so?
I'm good, Warras.
Are you well? You know, the last time I saw you was where?
Come on, here we go again. Oh, boy.
Wait.
Here we
Was
go
at
again.
Pantry.
Oh, he lives there.
Yes, he's there all the time. In fact, I've seen him
Soliolis.
twice at Pantry.
Soliolis.
Yes.
No, man, listen. I'm not going to explain this forever.
No, don't explain it.
I live up the road from, literally, walking from my place to Pantry will take maybe 4 minutes.
Yes.
Right? If you're me, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're fit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you
every
speed
time I
it,
come
which
back
is
from
double
a
that.
gig and want a chow, because some gigs, they'll give you food.
Yes.
Right? Food is part of my rider, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not those guys who go without my rider. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Especially if it's food. You know? So some gigs you leave, you haven't eaten.
What's on your rider, man?
My rider,
Maguinya.
it's 2 bottles.
Yeah. No, good. What food?
Oh, Maguinya. Oh, that's a joke. Stocking tea.
What's on your rider?
It's 2 bottles. It's a Henny and a tequila.
Right?
And then it's sparkling waters, because I mix with sparkling water.
Of course.
Sparkling water. That's it. And then maybe a Red Bull.
Do you
maybe.
actually drink the rider at the club, or are you those DJs who ask for the rider so you can take it home with you?
When you come to my house, you don't find bottles.
Bottles, yeah.
So what DJs do, they all have riders.
Yes.
And then they don't drink them.
No.
And some DJs have like 4 bottles that are riders, 5 bottles that are riders.
Yeah. And I think it's fucked
I'm a
up.
fair fool.
Yeah.
And they're only doing it to increase their collection at home.
Correct. And never mind that. The thing is, to the
Literally.
promoter, your cost as the DJ, he's paying you 20K to
Already,
come and DJ.
already, yeah.
Now when you say I want 2 Verve and I want a Henny and I want a Don Julio and your cost becomes 30,000.
And also,
And you don't drink that shit because you know you're gonna come, you're gonna play, and you need to leave to the next gig. Super KG rider, man. Now you're packing all those bottles. It's just like when you go to their houses, they've got that wall with all the bottles.
and
that
the
they've
people who
collected.
travel with these people will tell you that they don't even allow them to drink it.
No, they
So the
want-
main artist will be like, Anpuzi. Now I'm a savannah. Now I'm a savannah. Now chilla's punch. No, for real.
Yeah, there's
With
a
me-
cooler box in the car. Like
Nah,
drink
man,
from
with
there.
me, I'm game. I'll open them. I'll drink both of them.
Yeah.
So
At the gig.
yeah, I'll drink the Don Julio sometimes while I'm playing. And if somebody comes and wants a shot, here you go.
Yeah.
You know?
Now you look like a baller, but you didn't even pay for it. It's brilliant, so.
No, I'm sharing. It's free.
Yeah. But you were telling us now the food rider.
Yeah, and then food.
Yeah.
A meat platter. Most places have a shisanyama, so it's meat mostly.
Yes.
So when we don't get that rider, the food rider, it's okay. It's not a problem. And then if we are hungry, we're gonna go buy some chow at pantry.
I like that you're a very easy personality to deal with. I would have just said there's very few places you can go and eat at 2, 3 in the morning. And pantry is like the one.
Yes.
You get like freshly made food. You're not getting stale chips from
Yes. Oh, good
McDonald's.
food. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
overpriced though, but decent food.
Well, overpriced. How? Like, look at the time of the morning. You know, you're not going to get the best prices
So
at
is
fucking 2
pantry
a.m.
open 24 hours?
24
It's a garage.
hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
Okay.
garage. Have you never been to
I've
pantry?
never been there.
How, friend, you're struggling, eh?
No, she lives in
I
Centurion,
live
man.
in Centurion.
She
We don't
lives
have
in
a pantry
Centurion.
Oh.
outside.
You know, people drive from Lenasia.
I
To
know.
pantry?
Yes.
Dog. And,
For
what's
Wow.
with, and what's with the cars?
Yes, they come. It becomes like a park off. Like people
Yeah.
pull up and
Yeah.
the Muslims come there, they rev their cars, they take up every fucking parking bay. You can't even
Oh.
put petrol. But I like it. It
Oh.
creates this environment where
vibe.
it's like, yo, it's actually cool to chill here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Muslims, bro, where does it come from? They love for cars.
Where
Or,
does it-
or Indians. Is it just Muslims or is it Indians? Even the Hindu guys love
I think
cars.
it's Indians, maybe. I'll say
think
it's
it's
Just Indians
guys.
generally, or is it more the Muslim side?
I'm from KZN.
It's I know.
Oh yeah, and you got a lot of Hindu
Yeah. I
Indians in
that's
KZN.
Indians are, yeah.
I think it. Remember, a car is like a status symbol
yeah.
for some. You know,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like it's how you show the world who you are. Do you know what I mean?
Or
In
how you show, or who
in
you
some capacity.
Yeah, or how
Yeah.
you lie to the world about who you're not or who you want to be.
Yes, because
A lot of people,
It's not your
especially-
car; it's the bank's car.
Yeah,
type of
especially
thing.
with the balloon payments and everything else.
Right.
People get like
you could be
these
pulling up
cars.
a pantry. You haven't paid your installment for 3 months, but
yeah.
you're there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
when you
you're
shag, your bed sings along.
You see? And you're gonna trap Hans. Hans are gonna be like, yo, look at his car.
It's cheering you on. Your bed goes. Then the head was like, food. That time, boy. That time the whip is dope.
It's clean, boy.
How do women feel? Has that ever happened to you? When you meet a guy, and then when you go to his house, it's not matching his car.
Now when you get
Yes.
his flat there,
Then you
it's a
judge.
Baldwin. And then it's a 1-bedroom Baldwin. There's no couch. There's an
nothing.
ottoman.
Or even
There's
a
keys
bed,
on
a
the
bed with
floor.
no headboard.
And sometimes
you
you find-
be charged there.
Yes, and sometimes you find that's not even a bad standard, right?
I broke
A
Max
Bowen
award.
apartment, Van pulling my awards,
Eish,
boy.
man, eish. No more Nindaba. Sorry, Mac.
Like, and that time, the Bowen apartment is not like it's a joke of an apartment,
No,
right?
it's not a joke,
because you're
yeah.
riding in a range or you're driving a 2 million rand car. But it's like, yo, but you're living in this box.
Yeah, you're living-
That's overpriced, but it's also like,
It's toothbrush, so.
it's too brush.
I think actually it's good advice to give to chicks because those are things you should assess. Like if you get picked up in that car, don't fall for it. There's
Yeah.
stuff you need to check. When you get to his house,
Yeah.
Yes.
make an excuse you need to go to the bathroom. When you
Basic
get to the
things.
bathroom, check out
Check out.
the face cloth.
Basic
Is
things.
he using a loofah or is he using a vaslap? You check.
Okay.
Does it have
whoa.
holes?
What soap
Has
is
it
he
lost
using?
color?
Is it a bar of Lux or is it a shower gel? Is it Radox?
Nah,
Or
come on,
Lenda?
that's too much.
You know that 1.5
Nah, come
liter?
on. No, but let's be
Even
honest.
the bubble pot. Is it that 10 liter Ngutu of bubble pot? Or is it like, you know those classy ones?
Branded.
Then you assess
Does
in
it
your
have
mind.
what's that lathering thing or isaga?
Yeah, or is that?
No, but also in the
A
saga,
loofah.
yeah, in the saga
loofah, yeah.
defense, in the saga defense, ne? And
Ngathi uyasdefend, ngathi this is your
oh no,
it's
no,
your
no, no,
situation.
oh no, oh
yes,
no.
Vanessa Saga. No, it's fine.
Who's been in my bathroom here?
No, we
Well,
don't.
none of us, but now we know you use
Yeah.
You've been in my
Saga.
bathroom, right?
Usebenzisa
Hi, mina
Saga.
fana, hi. Hi, mina cho, hey, mina, fana, hey,
Une green bar.
Betsi zinto,
Une
ne?
green
Hi,
bar.
mina nyazinakekela fana cho, shaya manye, yo, fana,
Shanga
hey.
Mala Roche.
Fana.
Yeah.
No, Prague, Joe. Like, there's nothing like. I love comfort, and I barely go out, so I'm always home. So I'll always make sure that a lot of my things are comfortable, you know. But it's those things. Okay, to defend Abantu Masaga and the green light, the
Even
green
the
sunlight.
tissue, is it
Abanye
too
abantu, it's
blind?
how we grew up. So they still prefer ini elite. It's couple, ini.
Oh, ikopo.
Ikopo.
Thina
Yeah,
ikopo.
elite. Some people live comfortably, you know, afford good things in life, but they still prefer sunlight because bakhula ngayo, you know, bakhula ngayo, tot nesaga, into So Connor's using Goose charge.
Yeah, but
There's other
yabo,
things,
wait,
man, like,
I think you must
there's
also
other
be
stuff.
careful, right? Isaga, right? That saga, the one from the oranges bag. Eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Isaga, there's also like modern and what do you call it? Like
The versions, yeah.
suburb version of.
Oh, yes,
Right.
yes.
The version of Isaga is called a loofah.
Loofah.
It's that, but that thing is
Lentole,
Isaga,
yeah.
dog. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Lentole is...
Yes.
Sometimes it's attached to a wooden, so you can
You
be
check-
able to reach
Yes,
your
no,
bag.
loofah, yes.
Yabo, that stone, it's called a pumice stone.
Oh yeah.
The one from Kenke and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you're
damn,
careless.
for real.
Right.
Right. Stone.
In Ikopo.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kopo, right?
Yeah.
It's called a pumice stone. So there
Okay.
is like the classy versions of these things. It's just because, like, as you say, the way we grew up, I feel like we diss each other because the sunlight is there with Isaga. But I'm using it for a purpose. I'm trying to exfoliate.
Yeah.
And that fucking
Yeah,
thing
that's-
works like a
it
bomb
works like a
for
charm.
exfoliation.
Works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exfoliate.
So, don't hate. But if you're a guy, let me rather give the guys the tip. Set your bathroom up in a way where when the Han arrives, she must find a pumice stone, not Ikopo.
No, but I don't.
Nah,
Ikopo
she
is
must-
fine. There's no judgment towards Ikopo.
There's a judgment, sorry.
It's
no.
for me.
If
It's
there's a
Isaga.
saga and a
Isaga, it would be
Kopo
the
and
judgment.
nah.
No, but
Isaga,
I
I'm
don't
not going to
know.
judge you because you picked them up in a Range Rover.
Okay, look. I picked
So
up in a
it-
Range Rover, but
yes.
the house is good. The sheets are clean.
The sheets are Egyptian
the bed
cotton.
is king
Make
size.
sure you
Everything
use
is
your
comfortable.
Egyptian cotton linen for when hands come over. The rest of
Yeah.
the time, you can use your Mr. Price home shit.
Okay,
Because you're
okay.
sleeping
You
in it.
do
Who
that
cares?
stuff just for... Come
Yes,
on,
you,
bro.
So
have
you can't
to.
run off a scam.
Exactly.
Your car,
Yeah.
your car is a scam. You haven't
Yes.
paid it for 3 months, but you hear it panting.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
But you don't have number plates on the car because you haven't paid.
You know.
You don't want those tracker niggas to pick you up. We
Oh,
see you.
shit.
Yo,
Yo,
lot of
come
cars
on.
there.
Is that why you don't have plates on your car?
Ngibonile futhi mangena. Is that your one? Yiphi le S3.
Oh, so that's
S3.
why people don't have plates.
People hide there. That's how you hide for plates. We see it sometimes, like we'll get a brief like to track a person, like in security. They'll
Yeah,
say, hey,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
looking for Saul. He hasn't paid for the car. Because this is not necessarily cars that are bought from.
Yeah.
So you guys
Those
also do
dealerships.
repos.
You can call it repos, but it's like people have thought of very ingenuitive ways to finance the assets they want. And sometimes you'll go to the bank and the bank will say no. So you go to like a version of a mashonisa where you're renting the car. You're not owning the car. Uyangizwa ngithini?
Is this,
So
rent,
now-
is this rent to own?
No,
or it's
it's
just rent
like
permanently?
rent to use.
Indefinitely.
Use,
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll pay a deposit and then you'll pay like a monthly fee to use the car.
Okay.
Right.
So you're leasing it.
You're a forex trader.
Hey,
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like the
Okay.
forex trading model.
Okay.
You just need the car to create the perception that you are a big boss.
so people can trust you with money.
So people can trust you with money and also so people can regard you as credible when you pull up.
Yes.
You see, if you're going to pull up there in a Taz, already like people have got a certain perception of you. Like it's like you now you're saying Isaga. When you said it, I thought, this one is still washing with Isaga. Because I'm a classist person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe. So I'm saying when you're hiding the whereabouts of the vehicle, first tip is you're going to take off the number plates. That's dodge. So you as the hand, if you're checking the guy out and he's got no number plates on his car, that's your first red flag.
But generally, they say it's because of they want to not I know this one is that people say that it just messes up the aesthetics of the car.
Yeah,
that's
I've
nonsense,
heard that.
man.
And
That
yes,
is nonsense,
and
man.
then it's
Yeah.
the toll gates or no, what is it?
the cameras and
yeah, the
stuff.
cameras.
Look, with the aesthetics
Nah,
of the
come
car,
on.
sometimes you'll see, you get that border for your number plate. That thing that the number plate slots into.
Yes.
That shit is still
that
on.
holder, number plate holder.
Yeah, so it's messing up the aesthetics anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but
Unless
now
you
there's
do the
no
whole
number
thing.
plate, there's no identifying.
Yeah, it looks kind
You
of.
are scamming,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Some of us only hide plates at funerals. Nemisebenzi. You must get a woman who comes.
That's popular. That's popular.
Elisha, but it's like fully loaded because I don't know what I want,
Yeah.
So that's your tip number one. If the number plate is off, then you as the dude, like when they get to the crib, if you want to keep the scam running, you've got to have if you are using face wash, the Clearasil or whatever, these generic brands, you've got to have, those premium ones that you buy like at Skins and shit.
You don't have to go that far. You
No,
can-
you
you're
keep-
right. You're right.
Yes.
Listerine. No, Listerine is a good face.
You keep
mouthwash,
that
man.
It's a
good stuff,
mouthwash, not a
right?
face
No,
wash.
no, you keep the good stuff for the aesthetics. Do you understand? Keep
Oh,
the
but
good stuff.
you keep on using the
Yes.
Nivea, what?
Correct.
And then the Body Shop shower gel comes up. I see.
You see, so that when this person enters your bathroom, you creating the perception that, hey, this guy is balling. His perfume is from Skims. He's using La Roche and expensive creams. He's using expensive soaps. He's
Okay.
not using the Ngutu of Bubble Bath. Then when they're gone, you pull all that stuff out. You put the nice ones in the cupboard. You know,
Okay.
our parents did it with that cabinet in the lounge with
Okay.
cups we could never use.
I think also you
Nah,
must help
man.
the guys with the fridge as well. Also put some nice things in the fridge.
Yes.
There's just this onion
Fucking-
rolling around.
And you must cook. You must make a meal somehow.
You
Yeah,
see, guys, we're on the
yeah.
same page.
Nah.
Okay.
I'd never go that far though, man.
Yeah.
So you strike me as that guy. But anyway,
No,
aren't
no.
you married, bro?
Eh?
Aren't you married?
I'm in a solid relationship. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very proud of
I'm
you.
in a very solid relationship.
Is there
like-
a baby
Very
coming?
stable.
Is there a baby coming?
You wish a baby for me? Thank you.
No.
Wow.
You've been,
Wow.
You've been,
I'm the last one to silent mover. You and Mac have been going at it. Baby races. You know what I mean? Whoa. Babies of different races. But
does
nah.
Mac have babies? He does. eh?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
Mac has
does.
got 2 kids, yeah?
Two kids.
Yeah.
Yes, like I can't like see that guy as an adult. Eh?
Oh, an adult.
Ghost lady
Yeah.
sees him a lot as an adult. You interact with him a lot in his
Yes.
adult spaces.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
And he
He's
adults a lot.
Yeah.
Very like
Yeah, he's a good dad.
he's a
Yeah.
good.
Seen him with his
Remember,
son.
he was a
He's good
child
dad.
star. Eh?
He'd come to my place with his son or daughter, come to pick up something.
What's
just
his
random.
son's name? Povias or something. Like that.
That's his cousin.
Oh, Bovias is his cousin.
I hope he didn't give the lightier name like Povias. MacGyver. You know, like they come with Limpopo names.
Nah, his kids is Ziggy. But yeah, Ziggy.
I'm very happy to hear that. They're very grown up, that guy. You know, I actually tweeted something in defense of Mac. I didn't know. I saw on last week's episode, I think, where you said he's got an ambassadorship with Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Somebody posted, they were like, hey, MacG's living soft. He was in that Mercedes.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know that
great
video?
Mercedes. Yeah, that got the whole country talking.
And
eh?
somebody tagged me in the tweet. I don't know if they were tagging me to say, look, MacG has a Mercedes, you have a Tez, Fusek, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they were like, look at your boy, he's doing so well or something like that. But this podcast thing is really paying or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mac he's never been a flashy guy.
Ever.
Nah.
He like stacks his paper up.
Dude, remember
invests his money very
Remember the Boss
wisely.
Parade where Mac didn't come with changing clothes at YFM, remember?
The post parade. Oh, that can't be.
that was
No,
that was
he
a
would,
post parade where Mac
generally
just-
would wear the same clothes every
Yeah,
day.
literally the whole weekend. And that's Mac.
Yeah.
Mac is like a migrant worker.
But technically it is.
Who's
It's human event. Technically it is.
All his
Yeah.
nice clothes are back home in Makaya. But here, he just comes with one skipper and one overall
Oh
pants.
yeah. Yes.
But it's a thing
And a
with a lot of
pova,
vendor
like a
people.
safety boot. That's his gear.
But
bro.
it's one thing I admire about a lot of vendor people. Even the whole Shumela vendor thing. It's literally their thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you work for home. You don't
What's
lose
Shumela
your...
vend?
Like Sebenzele Kai.
Okay.
So you work to take the money back home.
Tumela
Yes.
Kai.
Yes.
Tumela vend. I
Hence in
think...
Venda, you'd have these big mansions,
Yeah,
big houses.
Right.
you can rent here,
right.
wherever, and then you build home before you even start building like a nice crib or whatever
Yeah.
for yourself. Yeah, and it's a thing. It's a mentality that they have of
Yeah.
like migrant worker, literally mentality, because it also helps you not get lost in the lights.
Yes.
What
Because
do you
otherwise
want?
you'll
That
be
one I
like
like that you-
that example I was making earlier, where you're trying to keep up appearances. You're driving the Range Rover, but you don't even have a couch.
It's true.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you're
yeah.
sitting on an ottoman type
Yeah.
of thing. Because you've got to you're killing yourself to pay for this car. He's never been that guy.
Never.
I mean, when we were at Y, remember they used to do like Rock the Girls. Hey guys, we used to make money at Y. It was a time when DJing, like you didn't fuck around, dude. You'd get bookings because you were a YFM
that
DJ.
Y period,
They were
yeah.
co-oping you up, and there was plenty gigs. I've noticed there's nowhere near as many like festivals and like
Oh yeah.
gigs of
currently.
that nature
Even now,
nowadays.
bro, being on radio doesn't get guys a lot of gigs. Like,
I don't even know who's on radio. I only know the people who've been on for 5 years or longer. I don't know a single person on radio that's been on for less than 5 years.
damn.
I don't. I know UNC's are at Kaya, for example.
Yeah, I've been in
Right.
car for 3 years now.
Both have been on for more than 5 years in the radio space.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
I know.
with interruptions.
I know I don't even know who does KFM Drive. Is it
It's
still
Glenn
Skumba?
Lewis. Damn.
Oh, it's Glenn.
Lewis
Okay.
and Skumba.
Yeah. No, it's not. I'm not
it's a
like
new show,
hating.
it's a
like,
newer show
yes.
also.
I as much as it's like, let me put it this way. I don't listen to the radio. Okay? But I know who's on certain slots. Now, back in the day, you didn't need to listen to why. You knew that Warras is there, MacG is there. Do you know what I'm saying? When I had like a 3 a.m. show, people knew I was at Y.
And that was a time when
But
DJs...
isn't it because of like how time has changed? Now we've got social media, guys. Before we were really dependent on radio.
Yeah, look,
Oh, yes. There was
Now-
authority.
Yes.
Was being on radio.
There was this,
Even on the
yes.
flyers, it would say-
Information we received through radio. Everything
Yes,
came through
yes.
radio. Now it's like I don't need
You
to
know,
be
they used to
listening.
even tell us, like, sometimes a gig would be advertised and then they'd be like Warras, YFM, with the YFM logo.
Yes, 'cause of
Yes.
the
And Tamaria
authority.
would call you and say, yo, I saw this thing being marketed. Please talk to them. They need to remove that YFM
Same
logo.
Tamaria would be the marketing
Yeah, the
manager.
marketing
now
manager at Y.
Okay.
And then you'd have to be like,
Perfect.
my man, Uyangibulala, Fates, you know, I can't have the YFM logo. Your gig is in Hillbrow, you know? Then you had to
But
break your...
they booked you because of...
Yes, and the
YFM.
flyer had
And
that much more
That
impact.
was where the pool is.
Correct.
Yeah, in the
That's where the
YFM.
pool was. So, like, I don't know. Like, it's not the same anymore. But as you say, with social media and other forces, well, Sol and them are still cashing checks of 100K a month.
Of
so
course.
clearly, they're still
Of course.
Where's the 100K coming from?
from Kaya, boss.
Oh, that's where it's coming from. Damn, hey, Maphuma are cool. Who told you now?
Yeah,
man?
I know what niggas are earning.
It's because it's been on the radio, so you
You know
know.
what the sad part is that like those people 5 years and longer, they in a salary bracket that's like up here.
Yeah.
And when if you got on 3 years ago, Aksafan, like those days when we were on, hey, those days you could make a lot of money. Now, people get really shit offers.
Is
For radio
it?
and TV. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Are
Yo,
they-
some people
radio
are getting,
paying badly now.
it's not as good as it used to be.
But it was never that great because you guys were making
It
more
was
money.
great for us.
You
I
guys,
don't know about you, my nigga.
for real.
Yeah, I know it was great.
I got in
Yeah,
just
but-
before Kenton.
Right,
And I was
wait.
an intern.
Me and Mac, remember that season of People?
You guys were the last
We were the last,
Yeah.
yes, where you got these like really, really high rates for DJing, for this, for that, for everything related to the fact that you were on this platform. It's a fact. Even with TV, like back in the day, people were getting much higher checks than what you would probably settle for now. Relatively speaking, you know, like you can't, I don't think that you can survive a month on your salary as a TV presenter. No ways.
Damn.
Wow.
No
that
ways.
bad?
It's bad.
But it's
I-
understandable
I-
because Kanye said
and-
it's not the authority now
Yeah.
where we only get the
Yes,
news from.
yes,
So
yes.
you may be on TV, but the numbers are shit.
Yes.
YouTubers are killing your ass.
Yeah.
You know
Even
what I mean?
like, you know, like
Why would things change now? Whereas before it was better. Why though? Because
I don't know, man. I just feel like the people and the platforms, like the perception of the platforms just had a lot more impact. So the person that's booking you or the person that's hiring you, they thought a lot higher of where you're coming from than now. Now it's like, I don't know, there's almost like so many options. I don't need to pay you that much anymore.
And now there's also like 100 of you applying for one job.
Yes.
Whereas back then, it's not like it was
it was talent based.
it was talent based, but also it was not accessible enough.
No,
you know what I
it
mean?
wasn't, yeah.
Now you just record a thing you gives Piwe a round or whatever. He's a
Yes.
sound engineer, record a demo, and then you send this thing now. No, like access to being on radio is
Yeah.
more, or being on TV. Auditions are out there, and a lot of kids want to do this thing, so it's easy to take advantage of them.
A lot, yeah, and a lot of people still do want to do it. Like a lot of people do want to do it, and I've noticed, like, I speak to a lot of like influencers and like the ones that are big on your TikToks and stuff. And something I noticed is you'll meet someone who's got like 700,000, 800,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm thinking as Warras in 2025, I'm like, yo, you the guy that I need if I want to push whatever it is I'm pushing. And that guy is thinking like, yo, you are Warras, my man. You used to be on TV, like you understand? I wish I was there. And I'm like, nah, you don't want to be there, nigga. You want to be here where you are. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to be on the TikToks and you want to be on the social medias. Those are the people that are carrying weight, in my opinion.
Bumped into a guy, yeah, at Clicks, and he was like, hey, he's, what did he say? Flip. So he said, I'm a motivational speaker. So I burst out laughing.
Did he say,
I burst out laughing.
what? Did he come
And
to
it
you
was
and
a day,
say, I
think,
know
where
you?
Caesar was roasting Vusi.
Okay.
And I was having him. Because, you know, on a random day, you will
I've
have him.
seen.
Yeah, so and I was just reading that. So this guy's like, yo, I'm a motivational speaker. So I burst out laughing. But I apologize and I tell him why I burst out laughing, you know?
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating. Like, why you want to be a motivational speaker? And he tells me about his life, and that he thinks his life is inspiring. And
In his opinion.
in his opinion. And what he's gone through. So I'm like, okay. So now he's like, how can I be on radio? You know, as a motivational speaker, I'm like, bro, do you have a TikTok? He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have a YouTube? He's like, no. So I'm like, then, but that's what everybody else is
who are
doing.
you motivating? He's motivating himself. He can't even call himself.
So,
Were
so I
you
was like, now the
motivated?
power is there now, bro. Radio might want you if you don't think, but you will realize even when you've got the power now on TikTok that you don't necessarily, need it to be on radio on who calls
No, you don't.
And also not, so people, a lot of kids don't like.
But listen,
get
it doesn't pop for everyone. You know, like it's like the it's like OnlyFans. Just because you decide to start an OnlyFans and sell pictures of yourself naked, it doesn't mean you're gonna make money.
I can't wait for a podcast.
Do you know what I'm saying? I watched a very interesting little YouTube thing about that where there's all these hands.
Not Kushik.
No, not Kushik. No, I'm talking like if you apply the same thing. I'm using OnlyFans as an example because it's like once your stuff is out there, you can't like get it back. You know what I mean? And what girls are doing is they're falling into, because it's an online platform where you can monetize literally. You don't need talent. You just need to have a body, be naked. You post your stuff there. But they come into it thinking that I'm going to be like Sophie Rain and I'm going to make $43 million because I'm putting out content and people are going to consume it.
Yeah.
And then you find that actually nobody's buying your stuff because there's so many options
so many
there.
options.
I can find other porn anywhere else. So you end up just posting your stuff there for nonsense. And now you're naked and the wrong people. Basically, only the people you know get the nudes. And then they share it in WhatsApp groups and now you're embarrassed. And you've only made $6.
Yeah.
And your shit has been on for...
No, bro.
You know what I mean? And it's the same with like what Saul was saying is that the accessibility that social media presents. You think you're a motivational speaker. You're trying to motivate Saul in clicks. He leaves the conversation, he's not motivated. But you go ahead and you fucking post your TikToks and the shit is just not picking up. It's not getting
clicking.
traction. It's not clicking. It's not going viral. Do you know what I'm saying? Now the question is, are you really as motivational as you thought you were? Maybe you pop.
Reason
Maybe you
I thought you were talking about Kushik. You know Kushik.
I know
Kushik
Kushik,
Karan.
yeah.
He's the investment financial influencer or
finance
previously
guru.
finance guru. WhatsApp finance guru. Lose weight transformation. He lost weight now. You know, he's a gym
And
guy now.
he had the beef with Euphonic. He was that guy.
Yeah. About property.
Bolden, yeah.
They put him in his place.
Okay.
Landlord. Question. So this is what he said. How much are South African content creators making on OnlyFans? The average male creator in South Africa clears 4K to 6K a month.
Whoa.
Rands.
While the average,
Okay.
while female creators clear 6K to 10K. Then he said OnlyFans is currently up for sale at a massive $8 billion.
I saw that.
Yeah.
6K to 8K.
He's going to do a podcast where he interviewed this guy. The guy who works with Oli on their OnlyFans. Like her porn boyfriend.
A porn boyfriend? Like what does he do? Shoot the content? Or
No, he
take part
fucks
in it?
her.
Oh.
It's like they're exclusive.
Does he have his own page?
I think so. Well, he tagged him there. I only found out now when I saw it.
Wouldn't it be more interesting to speak to Chloe? Okay, I don't know. Let me not.
Yeah, because I want to know the female figures because there's a lot of women who get misled to thinking it's instant millions. You know what I mean? Just by getting there and shagging. And then sometimes there's the regret later. You know, Doc Berry, the porn star.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I saw she tweeted or posted a status on Instagram. There's girls who shot with her boyfriend who's also like does porn.
Yeah.
Now that they're out of the porn, they want them to remove the content.
Yeah, because now they're not. Yeah, they don't want that type of stuff about them online.
But they're like, we're still here. And we were doing this thing saying we're all making money here. Now we're still in this space.
Yeah.
And they wanted to remove them. They were
You've
like,
got to take
fuck off.
Yeah, you've got to read the terms and conditions there of your contract. I've got a friend who's an OnlyFans manager, right? And I had this idea like a few years ago. It's interesting what you say there, Koshik, with male creators, right? I had a bra who used to post pictures on Instagram. He had like, his body was phenomenal. Gymmed every day, ate healthy, and he was a sexy guy. He looked like a Mexican import sexy guy. And I was like, hey, bruh, like you posting stuff like this, like, okay, he happens to be gay. And he was like,
your friend.
Yes. And he said, I don't need Tinder. I don't need fucking any dating app. Just on Instagram alone, if I post a thirst trap like this, you must see my DMs. you know? Then I was like, what do you mean you must see? He's like, hey, bruh, I'll get guys in my DMs obviously hitting on me, but I've got to sift through 100 DMs to find maybe the one where I'm like, oh, I also find this guy hot.
Okay.
Then I'm like, what are the other 99? He's like, yo, I'll have timers DMing me saying, please send me pics, take it a bit lower. I'll send you $100, $1,000, $500 now. And I just ignore it. I said, are you fucking dumb? Send it, boss. Tell them fucking
That's
send the
what
money
happens
to the
on
paper.
Instagram, bro.
Right? No. That's where I got the idea to say, why don't you just have an OnlyFans page and let it be a gay OnlyFans? I actually thought the male creators make more money.
He's a true OG.
Yes,
Only
but,
gays.
but I think that the men...
What an OG, man.
What the fuck, bro? I think that the men, right, you're going to be able to get more money out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because,
Breadwinners.
yeah, with the thirst trap. And I spoke to this other lighty, man. This is lighty, he's like a lighty of mine. They run an OnlyFans management agency. Have you seen that shit? It comes
I
up
see
on...
those popping up.
That's
Some
it.
they say they're model agency,
Yes,
but it's OnlyFans
yes.
girls.
And essentially what
I've
they
seen
do
that
is
happen.
they assist with the running of the back end. You understand? So you as the model, all you do is you come and you shoot and you're naked and you dollar your thing.
And then
But
you
in the
let other
back
men
end, these
operate the
lighties
back
are
end.
operating. So when they're saying, oh, I love that, I want to suck your toes, they're like, oh, do you want to suck my toes, daddy? Let me send you a video
Yes.
of my toes. Next thing, a video of... They
And it's a
run
nigga
all
you're
the...
talking to,
It's a
right?
nigga you're talking to.
Yeah.
The whole apparatus at the back is fake, right?
Yeah, it's men who
Yeah.
handle.
So-
all these OnlyFans girls, they social media.
Yes, yes.
It's generally the manager, the owner of the agency
That
who
runs
is
it,
operating
yes.
it. You know,
And if you think about it as a business, makes a lot of sense.
Makes
There's no
money.
way that Sophie Reinhan, who made $43 million, she's not chatting to 4 million people simultaneously.
at all,
It's impossible.
at all.
You know?
She's not operating the 4K
She's not
camera work.
No.
And and they love
She's
Airbnbs and the Airbnbs, the expensive
yeah.
You
Airbnbs,
see.
because it's the aesthetic of the cleanliness and the opulence that draws a lot of men, as opposed to that draws them to you're in a shack, you know. Yeah, chuluga, you can smell it through the camera. The sunlight like green. Mokushaya umoya from the window. You know those videos? Those aren't as appealing as somebody at a certain balcony, you know? Overlooking the green man-made
Yeah.
forest of Joburg.
You know, can I tell you, Saul mentions that, right?
Yeah.
You know, the first time, recently, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been going viral. I'm a viral sensation myself.
Oh.
With your podcast.
Yeah, with any...
Plug
like,
it,
I found
shameless
that...
plug it, man.
No, shameless plug, my man. Hey.
Drop it.
Right? I'm just gonna press these fucking buttons. I found that I was going, like, people seem to like what I think. Let me put it that way. And
Yeah,
thoughts
you're a
that
unique
I-
thinker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
You
thoughts
think
that
your
I
own
put
thoughts.
out there, a lot of people are agreeing with,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And let me say, never in my life, like, and you know, I'm quite famous. TV, radio, people come to you, they want photos, they want to say hello, whatever, they'll recognize you. You know how it goes. You know, they'll come and say, hey, man, I'm a motivational speaker, help me out.
You
know?
laugh, yeah.
You laugh, you give advice, you spend that 2-3 minutes talking to them. With this podcast appear, especially the stuff from Penwell, right? People come to me like a 52-year-old white auntie
Wow.
will come to me at 4 Nose when I'm having breakfast and be like, man, ek ken jou. Jy's Warras, ne? Man, ek het jou podcast gesien, what? I've never had that type of fan engagement. Let me put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people of all races, all ages come to me and they don't just want to say, yo, I saw you on the podcast. They want to say, these are my thoughts on what you said. Like you said this and I
Yeah,
actually
because they
think
were
that.
provocative.
So
Or
do you
they
engage?
yeah.
Like,
They were
No,
like,
like
no,
it's-
fuck. Either they really pissed them off and wanted to argue against you.
Not a single one has really been pissed off.
Oh, whoa.
You know what I mean?
So
That's
they
the other
sound.
thing. Yeah. From the comments, it would seem some are pissed off, but no one has come
Always,
to
there's
me
always,
pissed
yeah.
off.
there's
Dude,
always pissed off people on comment.
like I'm telling you, I cannot count the number of people that have come to me and said something, right? And it's sort of like you were saying earlier, in the age of social media, you kind of start realizing the power of social media when your shit hits. You understand? When it resonates with the audience that you're speaking to, you'll have no problem. So I don't know who that guy was, but when a motivational speaker, maybe if you've got it, my man, as Saul said, it can work. You don't need radio. But one of the first times I went viral was at Y. There used to be a website called sondeza.com.
Oh, shout out to Tao.
Remember
He's
that
the
website?
founder.
Yeah.
Tao was
Right?
the founder of that website.
Well,
Sondeza.
you would know.
What's Sondeza? For those that don't know.
Tell us, so.
Sondeza, the information, the knowledge. No. He spoke about
Please,
it.
all elaborate. So,
I just know
shout out to Dow. Who is that?
Hey. Oh, come on, everybody. Look, if you're on Sondeza, you knew who Tao was. He's the guy who posted a lot.
Okay, no,
That was the founder of Sondeza. Sondeza.com was
Yes.
like
Look, when
the
I
first
saw
South African
Sondeza, I
black
won't
website,
lie.
porn
Yeah.
website.
There we go. I didn't spend any time reading the captions, but Sondeza was huge because when it hit the scene, there was nothing like it. It was a South African local porn website, and that's where you saw footage taken in a shack. You know, when Sondeza talk, there was no aesthetics.
Yeah,
there.
Sondeza was like...
They didn't care. And Beba shooting a Samsung
Tavazo. That's some Tavazo,
T500.
not porn. It's some Tavazo. Tavazo and
Like
porn,
this
there's a
shit had
difference, you know?
zero production quality.
Yeah.
But someone was getting nyob there, babe. I'm telling you, that headboard was cooing and the bed was making a noise. The bed had no linen. It was messy shit, right? But fuck, some of the videos on Sondeza would have mad views. Now, I was doing that 3 to 6 a.m. slot on weekends. It was called The Last Round. And the whole theme of that show was like the last round of whatever you're doing. So obviously people sexualized it. Like, you know.
You sexualized it. Come
I
on,
did
let's
say,
be honest,
I did it on purpose. Like, take it
Yes,
easy, and if
it
it's
was
easy,
smart.
take it home. That was the play on words for last round. So this guy once called in and he was like, "Sure, Warras, utabo lo." And I was like, "Sure, Tabo, uchunan, njengamanje." He's like, "I'm finding shy last round." Yeah, but we're having an orgy out here, dog. I'm like, "What do you mean you're having an orgy?" He's
Damn,
like,
bro.
listen. And then you hear someone moaning in the background there. You hear the headboard. Now, obviously, I can't see the guy. I'm in a studio. It's fucking
That's
3:30 in the
beautiful
morning.
radio, yeah.
Yes. So I'm just going along with it and I'm there and I'm making sounds and I'm doing my thing. And Tabo is talking to me, he's describing what's going on. And he's like, Mana Warras, ngiphethe umngani wami la uSol, fethu akonze lapho. And then Sol is like, "Sure, Warras." And ngiphethe ukumshaya lo muntu mfana, uyamuzwa ukhala kanjani. And then umuntu naye ulapha uthi, "Yeah, hey, ungishaye right." This thing was like a Ukhozi FM mini-series, this little call that we were having.
Not on Ukhozi. It could
No.
never happen on
You
Ukhozi.
know,
Yeah,
like
Ukhozi.
Itori,
Could never
man.
happen on
Itori.
Ukhozi.
I mean, like Itori, where it was like, "Hey, how to tell la manzi?" You know what I mean? Like, how to vula lo mnyango?
All the sound effects,
Like, this thing was like full. So the production on the radio in audio format was killer. So we had this moment and in the studio, this call was probably like 6 minutes. You know me, I went over with links. I carry on. Hey, bruh. But like the Tuesday, Wednesday of that week, people are coming to me. They're like, "Hey, my man, we heard you on Sondeza." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
When I go check
shit.
Sondeza, this guy was recording the whole orgy that is going on. I'm on the radio there in the background.
Oh,
Ukhuluma noWarras efonini.
no.
Banyobana nje, there's sex going on. And
crazy.
obviously, that video had more views than my show would garner in a year. That video was on like 300,000 views or something in like 4 days. You understand? So technically, that is the first time I went viral for something.
Viral.
And so honestly, after that Sondeza thing, that energy I was speaking about earlier, where it didn't matter if you were on Y at 3 o'clock in the morning. People knew you were on Y.
On Y.
You would go to places and they'd be like, "Warras from YFM."
Yeah.
You
There was
it
power,
had
man,
that
back
impact.
It had that,
And
yeah.
Sondeza helped me achieve it. So shout out to Tao.
Were you not in trouble? Were you not in trouble with YFM though?
No.
Oh,
How can I be in trouble?
didn't mind.
Remember,
Okay.
I was just doing an organic radio moment. I was
And also,
taking
that's
a
a
call.
watershed period where
Yeah.
you can't have sexual content. Obviously,
Dude.
you must be smart about how you do
How
it.
you do
Yes.
it.
You know, yeah.
And I didn't, as I say, I couldn't see what they were doing. I mean, people would call in and say, "I'm doing," like the whole point was the last round. It's like, I'm fine. I'm
wrapping it up.
I don't want to go home. I'm now going to XYZ venue. They would shout out venues. They'd tell me where they're going. And you don't have a lot of callers at that time. So if Saul called into the show every week, except Saul was my guy. Sometimes when I needed a caller, I could call Saul at 3:20 and be like, "Hey, my man, this is
Just
what I'm
call
doing on
me."
Eng. We had that, remember that bank with all the numbers? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Actually, we
yeah.
still had the red phone thing.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
used to
yeah, I
write the
remember
shit
the
down.
phone
I had like a little phone book of callers, you know, that you would call on when you needed someone.
Uh-huh.
Which is also, I don't see a lot of that in radio. You know, the links that we would go to when we were on air to make the show bang. Like we really put effort into a fucking 3 o'clock in the morning show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even Mac used to do the Morning Glory
But the problem is, it's you.
Dimacheroni, top 5 ringtones with 5. Like, you know,
yeah.
now I can't. Fuck, bro. I don't know who the hell is on
Who's
at
on
3 a.m.
radio?
But
problem
wherever
is
they are, we don't know them.
Exactly.
Part of the problem is you guys, you know, and I say you guys because I came just after, where the kids saw you guys do the radio show and everything else that came as a result of the success of the radio career. Now they're working backwards because they want, you know, to be on radio, to be those superstars. But it's actually the talent and the skill that got you then these other things. Where
Yes,
it's like, oh, he's a household name.
Correct. Well, that's like I was saying. Like, a lot of people are forgettable. You know, like, your content is pop. You're doing it.
Generally, people you meet are forgettable.
Yes.
A lot
you
of
know,
people.
Yeah. And I always say to people like this, you know, good looks and talent are two very rare things. You know, like, you know, sometimes when you see a pretty girl, life just comes at that girl easily. You know,
Bruh.
she gets stuff really easily.
Yeah.
Right? And even when you see a handsome guy, you know, a good-looking guy can get very far just by being good-looking. People want to be around you. You meet more people. When you are talking to people, they want to engage you on more stuff than they ordinarily would, just to spend more time with you. And that unlocks doors and opens opportunities. And the other one is talent.
Pretty
I think-
privilege.
yes, pretty privilege. And when you're talented, it's also something that, like, people think anybody can just be talented. You know, like, niggas will be like, I want to be on radio, dog. It's like, really? But are you talented? You know, I used to lecture at Boston Media House, and I used to always tell the
bro.
kids that, hey, guys, you know, like, be realistic in your dreams. You know, you might be pop. This might not be the one for you, you know? Remember what they used to say at Y Academy? They used to say, some will make it to on air and others will have to be behind the scenes. You know, like, they said it in a nice way,
Yeah,
but what
they
they were
did.
actually
Yeah.
saying
I
is,
started looking around, you know. I was like,
they were trying to say, like, niggas, why are you here? You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's also something that, like, people are just not honest enough with you know, with our talent to say, Fetch, it's not the one, eh? You got idea.
But what's your opinion now on how people get employed? It's more about the followers. You're getting a lot, and you're hearing about this in the with the actors and actresses. You know, also with radio. So it's always about. It's no longer about the pure talent. It's about how many followers.
It's about.
have.
It's about. Do you come already packaged for us to sell you?
I think that hasn't worked. I mean, they tried it. You know, you had a lot of
They're still doing
influencers
it
that were
now.
given radio jobs,
Oh.
where because they had 1 million plus followers, it seemed like a good idea. Where it's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna put Sol on. He's got
Don't
1 million
work,
followers.
man.
It doesn't work because Sol is not a broadcaster.
Exactly.
And then you can hear it on air, where you put 3 of them on the same show and they are eating each
They're
other
just
there on
loud.
that show.
Yeah.
Biabo, because I have to have the last word. You know, so if I say, yo, this weekend, begumnandi besphuza ama striped horse, baby. Oh,
Me
so
too.
nice, friend. Yes, thina besphuza a verve. Wow, kuphi wena besphuza ama ace of spade, baba. Eh. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then the moment it's just like, nah, what the fuck? This is like you flexing on each other.
other.
Because remember, people with 1 million plus followers, they live a flexy life
Yes.
outside.
Yes.
And on radio, sometimes you can't come there and fucking flex on people. Man, the
No.
people that are listening
Yo,
to radio
bro.
want to hear ordinary shit. They're not trying to hear about the Louis
People are
Vuitton
coming
bag you
from
bought.
a 12-hour
Yeah,
shifty
fine.
security guard ukade insimbi somewhere.
Manje umtshela ngama ace of spade.
Yeah, exactly.
Kanjani,
And they
you
don't
know,
know
like-
what the fuck that is.
It's like, this is radio.
Yeah.
On social media, you can do that shit. You see, you can flex on people.
Because it's just a picture.
It's just a picture or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think where brands and companies, broadcasters, radio stations, TV shows, whatever, they're all guilty of it, where it seems like a shortcut, where I can just take this person because they're already on.
Yeah.
So for me now, it's going to be an easier job to sell them and what they do. Ngoba nangu, he's already got 1 million followers. He's getting XYZ number of views. You guys had a similar situation with the DSTV thing. They were like, let's take MacG podcast and chill because it's already on. It's got massive numbers. It can help us. That's a reverse of how it used to be 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you needed them to come to you so they could put you on.
Yeah.
So you could get
Yeah.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Now they need you.
You.
And that's exactly what I say to these
and they
TikTok
still
kids.
don't get you.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
they're still
thought
stuck
they
in-
would know that
No.
we are gonna cross this road. You know this road.
So we be
this road
prepared.
That road
whereby
is coming.
yes,
prepared.
yeah,
Yes.
we don't know what the crossroad is. You know.
Yeah.
It-
And, you know,
but
I
it
thought,
will come.
I thought this is definitely going to get cancelled. This will end. But I thought it will end on incident 4. You know how it goes?
Yeah, because
You have the first incident, it's like the media.
oh, we expected it. We know how we know you,
Yes,
nigga.
yes,
Oh, you up to your shit now.
That's
you know, we
it. But we expected it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, when it sort of ends on the first time, it almost seems to me like, were you guys briefed? Like, did you know who we were when we were coming in? You know what I mean? You knew who we were.
Yeah.
So what's the issue now? Type of thing. And yeah, that happens because remember the people in corporate, in these offices and boardrooms that we go to go and sell our talent. They, first of all, they're not the target audience. They're the brand manager or the marketing manager or the creative team. You know, like people nowadays, everybody's a fucking creative. I sit in a lot of like marketing meetings, and then you say, "Whoa, what do you do now?" I'm a creative. Like when I went to the Lurie Awards, they'll be like, "Oh my God, that's P-Way. What does he do?" No, he's a creative.
He's a creative.
What is he created? You know, it's the same thing when people say Cyril Ramaphosa is a businessman. Oh, really? What are you saying? What is a creative? It's like this generic label.
It's like being a DJ,
when you look
bro.
at the stuff that they then produce, and I look at these campaigns, you know, when you sit at the Lurie Awards, on the screen there, you're sitting in a room full of people and we're all watching.
Yeah.
So on the screen is the nominees for the various categories. You know what I'm saying? You'll have like a list that tells you who's nominated where. So you can go check it out for yourself. It'll be like the Sol Agency was nominated for the Chillers Punch campaign.
Oh, that's the advertising one, the lyrics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can go and see what was the Chillers Punch campaign. You know, what did Sol do on this thing? Is it dope? For example, every time we see Chicken Licken ads, we're like, yo, who the fuck thought of this?
does
You know, those
that?
adverts.
Yeah, those
slap.
chicken licken.
Yeah.
Even the Nando's ones before,
Yes.
way back when Sylvester Chauka took over.
You check?
With
Yeah.
DNA. Shout out to him.
Nando's excellent example.
Yeah,
Every time
Sylvester
Nando's
changed
drops
that thing.
something, you know, and then you look at other brands where it's like, okay, cool, this thing is nominated. Let's say it's Chillers Punch. And then I go watch the Chillers Punch advert or the campaign. I see a little bit of it and I'm like, yo, this is whack. And they're like, who came up with this? No, Ghost Lady. Okay, how you know Ghost Lady? Oh, she's a creative. And then I see what she created and I'm like, she's not a creative. She just works here, bro.
That's because sometimes you need a lot of regulation and a lot of red tape around particular careers and titles that you got to earn. So with DJing, creative, content creator.
Yeah, content creator.
Yeah,
Which one
content
am I?
creator.
Which one
Because now you
also?
just take pictures.
Which one also?
By taking a picture
Yes.
of food.
Influencer. Who have you influenced?
Photographer, influencer,
Yeah.
all these things. Because it's easy, like there's no barriers to entry.
Yes.
People can just say, I'm an artist. You know?
Yeah, no, well, with the
Hey,
photo,
man.
you can just buy the gear.
Yes,
type
no.
of thing.
Please put up, there's a video. Put it up in the edit now of a guy. He's got an artwork called Sand Bucket or something. Have you seen it? You've seen it, right? Sand buckets or whatever they call it.
Like an artist, like painting. Oh,
No, like artists, like, you know, guys who sculpt and
Okay,
who
yeah,
do all these funny artworks. You know, some you'll find a can hanging. Oh, there was a time I was taking a shit in Cape Town and then the loo, the toilet it was a piece of paper, wrinkled, pasted on a framed white background frame. And that's art. So this guy, all he does is he stacks up sand, buckets full of sand. And then, I don't know, you wait until they collapse. And what lands is the art.
Oh, no.
I've seen that, yeah.
You've seen it, right?
I've seen it also where they stack up buckets of paint.
Yeah.
Then they drop it onto a massive canvas, and then that's art.
Yeah, or they
Yes.
just throw it around.
Yeah.
Suspend it on
Buckets
a...
with holes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he
yes.
must just.
There was one-
spread
And
his
it's because
out
of...
there.
Sometimes you need the regulation and the gatekeeping. And that's what sometimes gatekeeping does.
Yes.
It lets the quality through and all the muck and shit that needs to
because
get worked on.
it's such
back.
a broad description. Someone can come with any nyaga. And sometimes because of where you are or where this thing is taking place.
Wasn't
like if
there
that
a
art is
banana
at
that
the
was sold?
Smithsonian. Maybe that bruh just got lazy and he had no ideas and he said, hey, fuck, I'm going to put these bottles and I'm going to say, it's art. But because he's at the Smithsonian, you know, whatever, these big art gallery art, it's like, whoa. You see the same thing at like the
Smithsonian.
fashion weeks. Okay, look, I don't know much about fashion. Okay, I'm not that guy. But we interviewed Makosa 2 weeks ago. Latuma, sorry. And we, you know, like obviously we were having a lot of chats like off air and he was giving us some insights into like the Paris fashion weeks and stuff and how there's a panel and who decides who comes on. And like it gave me insights into that world because there's things I've always wondered about. Like you've seen the Balenciaga walks You know when they walk on the runway?
Yeah.
And then the model is like some fucking zombie walking there and wearing a fucking ngubo there. The top is too big and the
That
shoes are
Kanye
like...
West thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
but
it's
it's
Balenciaga
like,
loves
wow.
that
And everyone's snapping photos. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck would wear this stuff? Do you understand? To me as the layman, I assume I'm the target audience. Am I not the target audience? Do you understand? Why? You know what I'm saying? I just didn't get how do they match what happens on the runway with what is practically applied in the stores that we go and buy. And I think he gave like some insight to that. But what you're saying is interesting because sometimes you can get away with that shit because you happen to be at Paris Fashion Week and you are Pharrell. We're not really going to question what you're doing.
Because we assume for you to get here,
Yes.
you worked and you earned your steps,
That's
and maybe
it.
you started where we all are, and then you got bored with the usual, and then you morphed into this thing that we don't get.
Your vision, we'll never understand your vision because you're just on
yeah.
another level.
Because if you showcase that at the Goodman Kalari somewhere on Jan
Yes.
Smuts in Joburg, it won't be like you, because it'll be like, it's a chance taker.
Is
But
it-
if you're at the
yes.
highest, it means people we respect have approved this.
That's it. Or people
And
that
so
we
therefore you've earned
regard
it.
as super credible have approved this. That's why he's on this run.
That's why these days you watch the TV. Back in the days, you'd watch TV, you don't know how this guy got on Kamkibelo or on Samazama, but you could tell the energy that this guy is good at what he does.
Cham
and these
Andy was
days,
like-
you watch and you're a critical, man, you're a chance taker.
Yes.
You're probably an Instagram famous person.
And, I see a lot of it across the board. I think, something that spoiled a lot of, the quality of stuff that people deliver is like, it's like the chat GPT-fication of everything. People just take the shortcut route. They're like, we need someone to put on. Let's just take an influencer, somebody with 1 million followers. There you are on radio. Another one will be like, okay, we're creatives. Let's come up with an idea. Then why do you type it into ChatGPT? You can see it's ChatGPT. We all have it. The app is free. What the fuck? You understand what I'm saying? There's this lazy approach to just getting stuff out. There's also like, it's opened up opportunities to copy a lot of stuff. I feel like it's so difficult to be original in these creative spaces because almost everything has already been done. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Like when I sat there, folks, I used the Luris as an example because, Dubai was also included, like the UAE. So sometimes when they were airing the ads, they were like, Sol is nominated for this ad. And Coast Lady is nominated for this ad. And then Warras from Dubai is nominated for this ad. Then when you see Warras' one, you're like, Jesus Christ, Sol and Coast Lady must give up now. What the fuck? That shit is on another level. We're not even in the same award show yet. So when the Dubai person won, it was like, well, that's a no-brainer. Like, how far behind are we as South African creatives? We were also nominated. We didn't win. But
Well,
fuck
who's
me.
we?
Right? We were nominated as the Real Network. We were nominated for, what was the category, man? It was something to do with technical, in the
What's
broadcast
the Real
space
Network
is where the Shady Podcast, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Who owns the Real Network?
Who owns it? It's a collaboration. It's Gareth Cliff, it's us, me and PH.
Yo!
And Gareth, PH, and Wrapped Creative, the media agency.
PH the DJ.
PH the DJ, my co-host. Yes. So the idea is like, rather the nomination was for something in like, it was technical broadcasting, whatever. I don't even know. But there were other cats that were also nominated there where I'd be lying if I said, we should have won.
How's the vibe there?
You know what I mean?
Now?
Yeah. How's the Luris? Because they've always been known for like drugs and the coolest party.
I
Fuck
used to
the awards
DJ
now,
there
but-
like 10 years ago. Like I remember when I was at 5FM, I played at the Luris. And I went to the Luris after party. And man, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like memorable stuff,
Because I went to AAA, so I went to the Luris a lot.
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
studied there because obviously I was meant to be in the advertising
When?
industry.
What
Damn,
year?
Triple A.
This was at about 2008.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
time it was still
It
fire.
was crazy.
Now, this last one that I went to, dude. Because
How's
I'm
the drugs?
comparing it to
Apparently,
that
I don't-
time.
It's always been synonymous with drug use.
I wouldn't say synonymous with drug use, but
Like,
there's this
especially-
thing
There
that
was-
people in
yeah.
advertising
It's an
love
advertising
cocaine.
thing. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like a cocaine and tequila party. But that's a fucking party. That's
That's
a
just
good time.
normal, yeah.
We're
That's
not talking about fucking.
normal?
We're not talking about people addicted to nyaupe. They're not fucking crackheads.
No,
You know,
no.
they're doing the cocaine recreationally.
Yeah.
To improve the time that they're having at the Luris after party.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm just I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Do you take cocaine?
Never.
Then you won't
I've
know.
never taken
Yeah.
cocaine.
I don't take it either. But
you know.
hearing from people that take it, that shit will improve your night 100 times.
100
fold.
times. Yeah.
So I've heard that rumor that people in advertising
Fuck, I'm
are big
not.
on the cocaine, right?
That's your fuckers. And if I zoning on her, she'll say no, she's never touched cocaine. But
Yeah.
she's like 100 times, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A great night, yes. But I can't. You
can
fools,
see-
have you done cocaine?
No, I've
She's
never
not
done
making
we
a
go.
comment. She's
There we
accessing
go.
a memory.
100 times. Oh, yes.
Because I was there. I used to go to the Luris a lot.
Remember Thunder.com? The
Yeah.
pictures, guys. So you have your pictures there. I remember
Oh, is that
pictures
how you
from those
say it?
parties.
Thunder.
You know, and-
I look crazy.
was-
But do you
Thunder.
remember when your
Thunder,
picture
yes.
came out on Thunder that following Tuesday? Except that thing slept, dog. You downloaded it and you emailed it to everybody.
I remember that.
Taboo or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Now, these pictures have become so commonplace. I posted me and Saul at Pantry. You know what I mean? I didn't even get as many likes as I thought.
Oh, shame. That was you.
Nah, I didn't.
that had to do with you, man.
Nah, dog.
If
It
you
did
see my
really well.
pictures
Eh?
get ton
Nah,
of likes.
dog. That shit got like fucking 200 retweets. People were like, yo, that's
Is
so
it?
dope. They didn't, I don't know, a lot of people didn't know we're friends, so.
Yeah, we're friends, man. Warras
Yes.
and I, you know, even though we meet Ebsu, you know.
We do,
I'm
yeah.
5 fixed, but we're still friends.
Yeah.
All right, Kanye, I know you got stories. Before we come to you, though, elevate your betting game with easybets.co.za. That's the website. The website with the biggest bonuses in South Africa. Dive into a world where sports, slots, and casino games come alive. You'll get a huge head start at easybets.co.za with a 50 Rand sign-up bonus. Yep. No deposit required, and here's the real game changer. Your first deposit gets a massive 150 match. That's 150% match up to 1,000 rands, meaning if you deposit up to 1,000 rands, they'll match it with another 150% of whatever value you've deposited. What about if your team lets you down and you lose? Well, EasyBets throw you a lifeline with up to 15% cash back on your losing bets. Where else do you get that? Ready, set, bets. Rush to EasyBets and use the promo code MacG50 for your 50 Rand welcome bonus. EasyBets Group Pty Ltd, licensed, regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. Ghost lady, pressa. What's happening? What's been going on in these streets? You always got the juice.
Guys, what do you think of what's happening to Scott Maphuma again?
Ah, shame.
You know what?
No,
Nah.
he just
You know what?
doesn't get any rest. So,
Yeah, he doesn't.
Nah, you know what, right? I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I would like
So currently, let me just give it a backstory. Currently, he got arrested in Mozambique. And yeah, so we had to even have a press conference where he did apologize and explained that no, it was because of he was being mistreated at the events and so forth. So
Hold
this
on.
is another
What do you
one.
mean?
Wait. Which article? Wait.
No, this
Were you
was his
there? In
statement.
Maputo?
Nah, bengingekho.
Say
Basically, it was
Maputo
poor
to
treatments. That's what he
Nasla-
said.
Nah, whoa.
He is due to poor treatments.
But what was he arrested for?
Wait,
Bum
yes.
charging
He
man.
wasn't even arrested. I think he had to go to. They took him to the police station.
Oh,
apparently.
probably so.
No, man.
Wait, did he come to perform at a gig?
Yes, he came to.
And they obviously paid him. And then he left the gig because he was being
Wait,
mistreated.
paid
Yeah.
way before, obviously.
Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure.
maybe that's
For him to have
because what
traveled
would you arrest him for?
I'm lost, man. My understanding is Scott was booked to
Yes.
at some children festival event that had something to do with kids, you know?
Okay.
And he got delayed for a booking. And then subsequently that led to him getting arrested.
What?
That's what I know. And now, Chigi, there's Scott Maphuma Shem on PR,
He had to
PR
apologize.
on
Conference,
pressers,
yeah.
on
Yeah.
press
Press
conferences,
conference, yeah.
apologizing, you know, about
and saying
what
it was
had
because he
happened.
got treated poorly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I didn't hear the treated poorly part.
Yeah.
Fact checker, I heard you ring your bell.
According to the IOL, Scott Maphuma was arrested after missing a gig for the Children's Day Festival in Mozambique. He then later iterated or basically explained himself on a press conference as to the reason why he missed the gig.
Which was he was being
But
ill
did he
treated.
really get arrested on what charges?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. On what charges?
Maybe on the fact
The
that
law in
like
Maputo.
maybe they him missing the gig, they took it as you scamming us. You took our money and now you missed our
Nah.
gig. I don't know.
I don't even feel like it's that. It could be partly that because a lot of South African guys miss gigs, especially in Botswana, Maputo, and Zim.
Zimbabwe
There's
as
been
well.
stories. Austin
Yeah.
Boys missed a gig then in Botswana, then he was wanted, and then
Well, Maphuma at some point with
Maphorisa and Kabza
Zimbabwe
were
and
chartered a
Kabza.
flight from the America, and then they missed it as well, you know. But I think also with the drama and everything else that's been happening with Maphuma, because generally these international gigs, yes, Maputo's right next door, but it's still an international gig. They will book you way before, right? Unlike if you get booked in Alex, it could have been from last week, and then like next week, which
They
day
could
are
call you on
free?
Wednesday, who
Yeah,
failed
and you're
the
like,
fifth.
no, Saturday I've got 2,
Yeah.
but it's around. I can make the third one there sharp. But generally, they book you well in advance. So I think they booked them well in advance, and then they saw that drama that's been happening with Scott and the fans. You know,
Yes, yes.
the El Tito podcast, where it's like the
It's like
fans
he's trending for the wrong things
didn't
at the
make
moment.
me. Yeah. So now they're sitting there on some, hey, and obviously, you know, when it comes to TikTok, social media, whatever we do, everybody will see around Southern Africa. So I think they probably saw that and wanted to teach him a lesson on some, oh, he's arrogant, oh, he doesn't respect the fans. And already some fans were probably like, oh, yeah, this is the guy you've booked.
we expected it.
So they're probably on some, oh, want to give him a humbling experience. But in all honesty, I felt like it was heavy-handed.
Yeah, dog.
Because what charges do you fucking put someone in jail?
No, even if you don't charge him with anything, like the whole experience of being arrested, taken to the police
Yeah, that's
station,
traumatic.
put in a cell
That's humiliating.
in Mozambique.
In Mozambique, bro. That's humiliating, man. You know, so I really feel like as much as... And they also, Scots apologized to South Africans, and South Africans forgave him. And even if they hadn't forgiven him, I would still say he's our Scots. And
He is, yeah.
it's still fucked up what you did. Like,
Yes. But we
he's
fuck with
late
his
for a gig.
music and we like, you know, like I feel like people must, I don't know, I don't want to say get over it, but like, hey, they went hard on the old blue.
Yeah. I also don't
You know what I mean?
do you feel like it was not warranted, Warras?
Not that it was not warranted. I feel like they went hard. Like they went overboard in terms of like, you know, fan interactions are not for everyone. Like people are different.
Let me tell you something.
You went through this. You know, your whole episode with Casper was like, I don't think, I even said it. I don't think that the intention behind what you're doing, I don't think you necessarily set out to fuck up Casper's night. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
just
yeah.
greeting.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
just greeting. Yeah.
When I saw Solid Pants, he was fucking hanging on me and he was carrying on because we were drunk.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes
Beautiful
you
girlfriend,
also...
by the way.
You know how I roll.
She looks like she dates dangerous white men. You know those girls who like look like Kim Kardashian, you know, with the dark hair and the body that you're like, hey, is this the one, the real one? Which one?
Is this the real one? Yo.
She looks like she dates dangerous. Bro, you can tell a white girl who dates dangerous rich white people.
So you have to always move with a thing like that, Sonny. You want to arrive at a place and injure people.
Me, I'll come to a place and I'll have a woman, you know?
Yes.
Who will look like if you put a 3-foot there, should know what to do with it. I come with a woman, I love women with like woman. Not like a girl, she'll break somewhere, you know, like, it's like, damn, man, how do I become nasty and do all these things with you? You know? I want a strong woman, man, you know? A woman you can see with, yeah, she sings me.
You can punish her.
Substance. Not punish her, but
Queen.
but soft, Warras. It gives you.
Okay.
They're like, that warmth of a woman. Will feel like.
Shoot, lo wami akano Tando.
Yeah?
No Tando.
Aye, man, they too Kim Kardashian-like, man.
So,
Kim
but that's my-
Unothando, how?
That's your baby mama.
That's my speak. No, my baby mama is that other one.
Yeah, sure, man. Good guy. It's not your baby mama.
I have 2 baby mamas.
And you still seeing them both?
No, I don't move with them really anyway. One lives in Durban, so I hardly see her. The other one lives here. Like, we don't move together. Like, we don't go out together and stuff like that. We just see each other in relation to the kids.
Oh,
Try to
okay,
maintain
okay,
a healthy co-parenting.
I never
relationship.
shag a baby mama, bro. Like, never.
No, you mustn't
Or
do
never
that.
have a relationship with them because of. And I'm not speaking this from experience.
Why?
Yeah.
Baby mamas need love too?
No.
No.
If you've broken up with the woman who's the mother of your child or with the man who's your father of your children.
Yeah.
Generally, you don't want one person to be aggrieved or hold on to a grudge in a normal co-parenting situation, because that leads to how they feel about you, how they speak about you around the child, how they act towards you, and how difficult it may be for you to co-parent with them. So when you've got that peace, you maintain it. Because when you start now dabbling and not giving them what they want, because one maybe always wants that picture of, we're going to be a happy family again.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and then you've messed up with that piece that allows you to co-parent properly. Now you've got a bitter person who hates you co-parenting with you, and that's difficult to do.
And keep in mind, right? My thing is, in what capacity are you chowing? Are you just coming to hit because it's available? Like I've seen niggas online will say like, your baby mama, you can always chow there because you have a baby.
But it's a bad idea,
bro. It's a bad idea because it's also like, remember, that's the mother of your kids. And my one thing, like something for me is like, you must respect the mother of your kids because that's your lighty's mom, dog.
Yeah, that's your, your
like how
mom.
can you tell your kid, I fuck your mom sometimes? What the fuck?
Yo.
You know what I mean?
No, the kid doesn't have to know.
You're taking the kid for a poof,
honestly,
bro.
if I was a baby mama, I would be that baby mama. Would have to just do it once in a while. Just to mention, just so things can be good.
No, things
for
will
your
be
child,
bad.
for things to be good.
No, what the hell?
Man, you've never been a baby mama. One can tell. You have no experience. Speaking from the comforts of being a wife, married woman.
Speaking from the privilege.
Semi-housewife. Podcast sometimes. Come on. You can't just give. So if you're a baby mama, you give your man ass.
Yes.
No.
Once in a while.
Yes, all the time.
What if the baby daddy has
once in a while?
Because this is another thing, right? You guys could have moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like the baby daddy could have moved on. He's got his cherry there at home that he lives with, and now he just comes to pick up the kids and spend time with the kids. And now you're letting him chow when he's there. Aye.
That's a bad idea.
As a man, like honestly, my advice from the guy's perspective is that, like, remember that is the mother of your kids. It's not just an ordinary woman.
It's not just.
You've got to respect
even an ordinary
your
woman,
kids.
You got to respect.
Don't make your kids' mom like your side piece, booty call. Don't do that.
Rather, she becomes that to somebody else.
No, I think.
No, I'm saying if she has it in her, Warras. If there's this raging dog inside of her that wants to come out.
Not the raging dog out of
everybody got that dog in them, you know?
I think
if she got that dog in her, then maybe not for you in front of your kids. Somebody else out there.
Yeah, but there's a question also of like you as the baby daddy, right? Where is the boundaries in terms of where you can advise and where you can't? My thing is, if I respect you because you're my kid's mom, you must also respect yourself because you're someone's mother.
No,
so you can't run around.
Bro, hold on, Warras. There are
Don't
men
run around hoeing, bro.
No, but there are men. No, but dude, and I'm just speaking out generally and what I've observed. There are men who will have a child with a woman who they already know was hoeing. Right?
That's different. If you found and she was a hoe.
So now you can't say, hey, stop hoeing.
You can say whether she's going to listen or not.
Okay, that's
I don't know.
Thing. Yeah,
because as I'm saying, you can only advise. And I don't know if you listen. I've had many chats with my baby mamas, and if I say, "Hey, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea," it can be anything. If I say, "Hey, I don't agree with this," or "I think this is a bad idea," what do they say? They say, "Fuck you! Don't tell me what to do." You understand? Remember, there's also that thing of like the breakup can be good or it can be bad. Yeah. And when it's a bad one, fuck, you'll never have peace. You know, that's why baby mama, you know, the stereotype where it's this difficult person you have to continue dealing with because you have children with them. That stereotype comes to life. You're not going to be in a position to tell this person how to conduct their sex life. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. I don't even
However, when I say like there's boundaries, you know, like what depends on the relationship you have with that person. As you say, if you found her and she was a hoe and she was hoeing and you happened to make her pregnant, hey, bruh, sorry. You can't now come and say, hey, Yazin, because we have a child now. I don't want to be with you either. But you need to stop this lifestyle. Find a husband. What the fuck?
Yeah, because you're raising my child.
Like, yes.
And also, the door is open for you to call me out on my toxic behaviors that could possibly affect the child.
The person is raising your child. So that's the thing, is that do you want your child growing up in an environment where this woman is hoeing? You know, I had a friend. He was like,
No one
"Hey
wants
man,
that.
I'm chowing this. Like, there's this hand that he was operating, and he's like, you know, she wants to take things serious, but hey, me, I don't want to." And I was like, "Why? You seem to be there all the time. She cooks for you. You're going there, whatever." And he's like, "Nah, dog. She has 2 kids." I was like, "Oh, she has 2 kids."
So
You know, you didn't mention that. But anyway, where are the kids when you go to the house? And then he's like, "No, they're there. They're sleeping." I'm like, "So they're sleeping in the one room, you chowing in the other room." I said, bruh. Like, for me, I felt like, that's wrong. You know what I mean? I wasn't comfortable with it. And I told
Yeah,
him, you know, I was
that's
like,
wrong.
"Nah, dog, that one is not okay because that's another man's kids, you know? And the baby daddy is still present in their lives. And I promise you, if that nigga finds out, you're going to have problems. You know, have respect. It's a new thing. At the point at which you've committed to this person and they're your girlfriend, the kids have met you. You understand? That's a different
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
But now where you must sneak in when the lighties are sleeping to go,
that's dude, the fact that respect yourself also, man.
yeah,
You know, how
like,
are you gonna
nah,
do that?
dog,
And there's kids
that's not
around?
okay, you know? So me, I would hate to think my baby mamas are doing that. That wouldn't go down well.
Oh, definitely.
Not a fucking chance because my kids live there. So if you come there, you want to chow my baby mama, my lighties are sleeping, my brother, uyolimala. That one is not going to go down well. And I'm not doing it because I'm trying to
You'll
police.
join them in the sleep.
Yeah, boss.
Might not wake up.
I'm also jumping in. You
Yeah.
came here to fuck. Let's fuck.
Yes.
You understand?
Okay.
No, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not cool. My
Yeah.
kids, you understand?
Those are one of the
I get that.
situations.
I get
Those
that.
are one of the.
one,
That
I
one's-
think any father, in
Yeah.
my opinion, would not. That one is not going to.
Those are one of the situations. You know how often as men we might say, if you come back home and let's say your woman is with another man, right? You're not necessarily angry at the man, but the woman. But if there's kids around, then you're angry even at the man because like, how the fuck do you do this?
Do that?
When there's fucking kids who don't even know you
That's it,
in this house?
yes.
What if
And-
one opens the door and says, "That's not dad"? You know what I
Bro.
mean? Like then you fuck up everyone. Or if you
Those
don't fuck
children
up
will
people,
be
but hey, man,
emotionally
if that's how you
damaged,
roll,
you know?
yeah.
But that for me, I think is unacceptable, you know. And I told this brother, I said to him, dog, you can't do that because you guys are doing this thing like sneaky, you know.
Yeah.
Unless, like, it's not to say your baby mama or the person that you have kids with can never move on. That's not.
No,
the
they
thing.
can, but
They
like, you
must
can't
move
be
on, but
shagging
move
with
on
kids
in a
the house,
respectful
bro.
way, bro. You know,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
do it. Like if my kids come to my house, I'm not gonna bring hands home and my kids
Yo,
are there.
dude,
Not a
imagine,
fuck.
bro.
Yeah,
Imagine.
that's disrespectful.
I've never done that.
Imagine.
And it's not for lack of options. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you respect your kids.
You respect
I'd
your
never
kids.
bring
Yes.
never, bro.
So,
Imagine.
Hey, shout out to the baby mamas.
How do we talk that up? But what's your thought on the Scots thing? Because we went from the Scots thing to
Oh,
that.
sorry, we went from the Scots. No,
Yeah.
I just think people need to give Scots a break, man. Like I feel like they mustn't be too hard on him. Fame is new. When you get on, he's also figuring it out as he goes along.
And
Now
it's his journey.
Yes, he's articulating his thoughts. Like, hey guys, yazini yabo lento le angiphathi grand. Because ngizizwa ngathi you think you own me. Okay, we hear you, bro. Let somebody come in and say, my brother, here's another perspective. What I said, I did say it. I even said it on Twitter. I said like about the fan thing. You can't assume, you know, you're going to catch Saul on a day where you don't know what this guy is dealing with or what's happened.
Yeah, I'm
You
never allowed my
understand?
choice again.
And Saul must also be considerate of the fact that me with fans, what I learned is that for that person coming to you for that little engagement, like I was saying earlier about the podcast related
Yeah.
engagement, you need to also consider this person, you might have been doing whatever you're doing the whole day, but this person is seeing you for the first time.
And last time.
And last time,
Possibly
probably.
last time,
Yes.
till
You
they
might have
die.
seen. You might have seen 10
Oh.
people so far. Yes. Donald Trump at his rallies. There was a comment some commentator made where they were like, this guy, he stayed at the venue for like 90 minutes, like an hour and a half after his speech, right?
Yeah.
And he shook everyone's hand.
Wow.
He literally stood there and he shook hands. And they were like, hey, Mr. President, we need to go. And he was like, nah, dog.
No.
These people drove far to come to this rally to see me. They
Yeah.
want to shake my hand. If they want to autograph, if they want a photo, we're going to fucking take the photos. And he stayed, you know, an hour and a half or 2 hours longer. So I think Uskotsi, like, let's be considerate to Gucci. Uputi is dealing with this thing for the first time. Now he's trying to figure it out. I think he learned his lesson as well. Because when he said what he said, the backlash was like, hey, Baba.
Yeah.
You know, now you've got to find the happy medium.
Yeah.
Come from hey, Baba to please take a photo with me and let's meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Be considerate now as a fan. Uguti, sometimes umuntu might be dealing with something. They might be late for a gig, you know. Even like the way Shebe shit behaves. That guy is so volatile. He could clap you. He could take a photo. He could pull out a knife
you
and
don't
stab you.
know.
Like,
That-
what the fuck?
That's why then I said this before here. That's why fans haven't cancelled Shebe because of he may have been rude to some fans of his, or maybe they weren't even fans, but people, right? He will do the most reckless things. I saw him drinking and driving again now. And he's
Not
just
good.
like, yeah, right? But the one thing, it's almost like Scott CS is figuring it all out, but the mistake he made was going on a platform and straight up telling his like people that he's like, yo, man, you guys didn't make me. You see?
Yes,
So he
that
must also
was-
take
That's
he must
wrong.
also take some accountability
Yes, that's what I
for
just
some
said,
of his
yeah.
words. You know what I mean?
He must. That's why I said, I said the
him not
lesson he
taking-
learned.
Him going to a fan or him pushing a fan away, dude, AKA did that. He slapped people who got on stage,
He kicked
disrupted.
one guy off
He
the stage.
kicked one guy
Yes.
off
In
the
Rustenburg,
stage.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He did all these things, but it's always South Africans love a humble person. You know, so always just appreciate your fans because it is at the end of the day, because you don't know the goal you pushed. Yes, maybe Papi, maybe she was drunk approaching you, but you still don't know how many times she listens to you a day.
Yeah.
You don't know, maybe she came and bought her whole crew tickets to come see you because she loves you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So always keep that in mind.
Yeah, so speak your mind as far as the pictures thing are concerned, but you can't say that no one made me.
Yeah. It's a bit of a
You
strong
know what I mean? We'll
statement.
go like 1.6
Also, don't
million.
say something that can be quoted out of context. You know, like make sure
I
you...
will always say something that's
Yeah,
gonna
but
get
like, hey, bro,
always,
you
bro.
know, formulate your thoughts properly. When you say, hey, guys, yabo, this is how I'm feeling. Like, do it in a way where we kind of understand where you're coming from. When you say you didn't make me, it's like,
that
how?
was-
Yo, dude, that's gonna be like, yo, bro, please think hard.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's people that you just got this booking confirmed in Mozambique, you know? It's because of
Yes.
your fans inside who are there.
Exactly.
So all these people are making you know what I mean? You just bought this car in this house. The booking comes from the promoters knowing that we've got fans of you in my neighborhood, therefore they'll
Yes,
come to see
that's
you.
where the money comes
so that's
from.
where they make you. You know, they do. Because
There's another
especially when
story
you
as
do
well.
things for them.
Okay, there's another story as well I wanted to also share with you guys before we close. It's about Prince KayBee having a memory loss. Now, this is what he posted. He says, I suffer from serious amnesia and I'm a bit emotional and frustrated at how my memory is deteriorating, man. I'm scared this will lead to missing life opportunities, which will make me very incompetent and I hate that. I have some underlying condition affecting my brain. Well, experts say, I wonder how long I can keep what is left of my memory bank.
Yo, that's heavy.
That's hectic.
Yeah, bro. That's
I'm
like
glad he said experts because it means he's been to doctors.
No, of
like,
course, yeah.
I
know.
like I have a bad memory. I feel like I have a bad memory,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like not to the medical condition. level.
Condition, yeah.
Not to the. It's just,
Also, he's
that's
so
just
young.
Aging,
you know, you
bro.
expect it. Nah, dog. You expect it from the
That's just
normal
aging.
one.
Like, there's no more. You know, I used to
Yes.
remember people. I used to meet somebody, right, once. And I'll remember your name, your surname, where we met, what you were wearing. For the longest
You're
time,
still
till
good
now.
at that, actually. You're
I'm
still
still like
good.
that.
Yeah.
I'm still like that, but I've lost my touch, man.
Yeah,
I used to
obviously.
remember people like.
Angithi now you famous Scott Maphuma.
Now you
Puma-
don't,
Puma-
you
Puma
don't need
memories,
us.
wow.
You don't remember
Puma
us.
memories,
Angithi
wow.
so celeb. You didn't make me.
You
I made it
memories.
here with memories, bro.
Shit.
Yeah.
Memories. Don't know what people do.
No, but listen, on the Prince KayBee thing, you know that old people suffer from dementia, for example. My
yeah.
grandfather had dementia. And this guy was like my dad, you know? So he was my hero. I grew up with my grandparents. And when he was very old, like approaching 80, Lapo, he was diagnosed with dementia. And it was so sad to see and to watch because he would forget who I am.
Oh.
You know, like when you get to that level of mental...
Are you for real?
Yeah, dog, of like, what is it? Neurodegeneration.
So you
Yeah.
make you wash dishes and you're like, you know who I am?
No. No, he'd like see me and he'd call me another name.
Yeah.
You know?
For real,
He'd be
dog.
like,
Ask you, who
hey,
are
Bowers. And I'll be like,
Bowers?
"Huh? Bowers. It's a surname of my, like his immediate cousins.
Oh,
Like,
I see.
His mother was a Bowers and
Oh,
she married a
Bowers.
Stock.
Oh, yes.
So all of her siblings and their kids, his cousins, their surname was Bowers.
Now you can't keep
So he
Stock,
was
who's
calling
who?
me names from like 1940, bro.
Damn, bro.
You know, like that type of thing.
Yeah. People
And
grew
he
up
would
with.
forget, like he would get lost. He would like, you know, lose his place in the middle of a sentence. And you see it, like I say, with old people. Joe Biden is a good example, a more
Yeah.
prominent one that
Yeah, when you
everybody's
become
seen.
senile.
Because so we saw
Yes,
that.
you know,
We saw
but
that.
he's 82 years old. He's the president of the United States. Like the Bali was overloaded, I think, with information.
Yeah.
He had a serious brain tumor or disease previously. Whereas, like with Prince KayBee's situation, I don't know. Hopefully, or maybe he'll elaborate more to say what it is. But
Man, we need to bring him on the show, man.
Yeah.
That guy, he's like my age.
Prince.
Yeah.
And I got worried because Prince KayBee is fit. He works out.
Mad, bro.
He gyms.
I saw a video. He was at
like a guy who
Bounce.
drinks too much.
He was at Bounce with his kid or something.
Imagine,
And
dog.
when I saw him bouncing there, I was like, yo, Prince KayBee is Gora. Like,
Dog.
cooking, Simbi. You know, like he lives that fitness, clean lifestyle.
Yeah, he's very clean life. Like,
Yeah.
you know, clean, like healthy guy is always advocating to eat clean and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
the guy like that
So
tells you-
hopefully it's treatable. You know, hopefully it's treatable.
Hopefully, bro.
But normally with disease, I know with dementia, it can't. It's just you can just manage. You just have to learn how to manage with it. And I think maybe it could be a situation with him as well that now he just has to manage.
Yeah. But it can't be dementia. The man is
No, definitely
35
not.
or something.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what
young,
it is,
bro.
man.
Not.
He must, and also he's got the resources to see good doctors, like you said.
Yes,
He's dealing
yes.
with specialists now, you know? Because, like, dementia's fucked, man. The first time I ever interacted with someone with dementia was Tollgate. So when you come from the N17 going to the east, you would know there's a toll gate
you told us.
where you're going to go into the N3 now. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I meet this colored man. What did your grandfather say?
Ah.
With the dementia.
Fuck off. In Fred, your
Oh, it's Friday.
Hey, where the fuck you are, man?
Yeah, 1 year lah, fuck. Well, maybe he got last drive on the N3 from Friday to Holbrook.
My granddad's dead, so what the hell?
This was 14 years ago.
Aye, besakahambile.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, colored guy, for real. Old colored man. And I'm approaching the toll gate. He stops me, right? So his car is maybe 50 meters away from the toll gate. Oh, homeless man. I see, because I wouldn't have stopped any other time because of the crime, Imzans. But I'm like, toll gates are there. There's no way someone getting robbed here. Old man, stop. And he's like, hey, I've got notes around my car, because they write notes. Like, I've got notes around my car, but I don't know what happened to one of my notes. I've got dementia.
Shit.
I just know where I stay by. I stay by in Bruma, by Eastgate.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
But like, I don't know how to get
I don't
there.
know how to get there. And initially I thought he didn't have money, because you know sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
where
yeah, it's all good.
You don't have the coins, you know,
Yes.
like in your car, but you do have
And you don't
money.
have a card on you.
Yeah, exactly. That shit happens. So I'm like, no problem. It's fun. I'll direct you. Yeah, well, till you see where you stay or whatever. Like till you see familiar buildings. And then then we go off ramp, then get on
He
to
was
the
following
N3.
you.
Yeah, N3
Yeah.
North, then we go to Eastgate. Then I drop him off there, and then he stops the car. He comes, he's like, yo, cool. What's your address? Yeah, well, so till today, I thought he was gonna send me some life-changing, like some tech Dwana or something nice.
Yeah.
Till today, you know what I mean? But like that's when I saw that this shit is real. Somebody could be 10 kilometers from their home,
Listen,
but because of they
he
took a
shouldn't
wrong
be
turn,
driving, dog.
they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't be driving. Seriously. Like, I feel like if you've got family and you suffering from that thing, bruh, you can't let those people go anywhere on their own. They get lost and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And they become overwhelmed very quickly. Because now your brain is not firing. It's not, you know, you're seeing Saul there, but you're like, oh, who the fuck is this big black guy? You know what I mean?
Shit, bro.
There's another time I know, right? He used to be a boxer, SA boxer.
Your dad, your granddad.
Nah, another legendary timer.
Oh
It's
shit!
a
They
boxer.
knocked the memory out of his head.
Yeah, he had suffered. I think.
Could
obviously-
that literally happened.
Part of
That
it
literally
was
happened.
he
Boxing?
was suffering from, you know, like boxers when they get older they become like punchy, where you've taken so many hits to the head. It's like you when you talk, when they speak, they repeat themselves. Do you know what I mean? Dementia kind of sets in earlier.
Bro,
of
it's
thing.
head injuries.
Head
It's a knock to
injuries,
the
yeah.
head, literally.
And this time I was
So they
like
become punchy.
in his 70s, and when he was a boxer, he boxed all over the world. He was a SA champ, and
Wow.
Wow, man.
he probably had over 50, 60 fights, you know? And he had an incident where he was driving. Like when you would meet him, you'd tell the same joke all the time. So every time you'd see him,
Legend.
he'd be like, you know, you'd be like, hey, well, Muhammad. And then he'd be like, hey, what's it? Hey. And then he did like a little boxing thing. And then he'd tell you a joke, something about
Steps.
his wife, you know, those generic jokes, you know? dad jokes vibes, but the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
joke. And
Yeah,
he'd
yeah.
laugh like
Was
he's
it
telling
funny,
you
though?
for the first time.
Yeah.
Was
It's
it funny?
funny because, you just laughed to him at the time, but it wasn't funny. I don't even remember the
cool.
joke.
Yeah.
In any case, he got stopped by Metro Police, right? Because now it was getting really bad. He was driving just from, not even far. He was driving from the Posy to go and maybe buy bread and milk and back, And on his way back, he was in a roadblock. So the police stop him and he talks to the officer. He gives his license. But the way the officers told the story, they went to check his license if there's any fines or whatever. And when this officer came back to the window, he'd like fallen asleep. He'd like dozed off. And then the officer is like, hey, timer. And he was like, huh! Woke up with the fright. He opened the door, and when he got out, you could see he was like paranoid,
Oh, shit.
Hey, boss,
Now
he
he's
knocked
he's
out
forgotten
3
the cop.
officers.
Whoa!
Because he thought they fucking hijacking him. He was like, yo, who the fuck are these men? You understand? He completely lost it. He didn't understand that he'd just been stopped by the police. And
Yeah,
he
he
was in a roadblock.
forgot them now.
In that time, it took the cop to take his license, go verify, and come back. He forgot where he was. And he was just like, yo,
bro.
I'm being attacked. You understand what I'm saying?
Officers
So when he got
and
out,
he's a boxer now, he's got the strength.
dog, he's got the skill. He hit them, dosing, 3 of them. You check. And obviously, when they managed to get him under control, they arrested him. Because they were like, yo, he assaulted officers. And
Yeah, of course.
Yes. And the officer was on some, you could see the brewer was just confused.
Oh, shit.
And then he kind of like, oh shit, I was in a roadblock. These are police. Fuck.
no.
You understand?
Shame,
So
man.
by the time the family came to the police station to come and bail him out, he was just like, I don't know what happened.
don't know what
type of thing,
happened.
So I don't think they should be on their own.
Fact checker,
Yeah.
please Google like how can we avoid losing our memories or no, don't laugh, man. Like no, it's not a joke. Like dementia or losing your memories, because there's all.
Do you
know,
take
there's-
like supplements and stuff
you don't.
for anything? You,
No. I don't take any supplements.
Is it?
I do take creatine for the gym and the push to the strength.
How?
Do you take steroids?
No, I don't take
Take
steroids.
Ozempic?
Ozempic, nah.
Do you
Nah.
take Ozempic?
Dude, I don't have sugar diabetes.
You should take Ozempic.
No,
but that's for weight
the weight
loss.
loss. No. Okay, guys, hold on. Ozempic,
Why not, nigga?
no. Funny.
Yo, Palagita.
I'm to take
No,
Ozempic.
guys, because I was gonna say.
Ozempic, people do use it for weight loss, but Ozempic is prescribed for it's diabetes, right?
Yes.
So people use it off label. So they use it for not what it's meant to on the label, off label. It says so people then use it for weight loss.
Oh, yes.
So I'm not on any like medication like that. No,
Okay.
I'm generally healthy.
Generally,
As
okay.
obese and big as I am, I'm
You're
generally
not
healthy.
obese. You're a big guy, dude.
Yeah,
Solid is big, you know what I
but
mean?
remember, obese is your body mass
Index.
index over your height, I think,
Yeah.
right? And
your
that the
BMI.
answer, if it's above a certain number, then you're obese, like clinically, by definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And
I'm
you
not
weren't
good.
always, When I first met you at Y, you weren't. Are you saying you're obese now? I don't think you're obese.
Yeah, but no. But I'm saying
But on
obese
record, wait.
by the definition.
Warras,
By definition.
you know what? When you take your BMI, I know for me, it always goes, I'm overweight, for instance. Because it's like I'm practically have to be like 50 kgs. Like now I'm
For your
I've got-
height or-
For
For
my
your
height.
height, yes. I see.
I've
yeah.
never been 50 kgs unless I was like,
I also ghost lady. You look
toddler.
whack, eh?
exactly.
50 kgs.
She looks
Imagine.
whack. What do you mean?
I said you will
No.
look whack.
I'll
If she has
look
to
whack.
lose
no,
weight,
she's fine with this.
if you
Imagine.
lose weight to
yeah.
meet that BMI thing,
Exactly.
you're
I
like
can't.
if you have to be
To meet your
75, 80 kilos,
Yeah, yo, my head is big.
bro, you're gonna look
Like,
like people
yeah,
are gonna say you have a house in Vereniging.
Hey, what does that mean?
You don't know a house in Vereniging.
It means you HIV. Wait, man, wait. How's the house? Oh, HIV house in Vereniging.
I'll say you've got the big A.
Then I'll say no, I've got a house in Foslo.
You check.
What even worse?
No, guys.
Fact checker, what's a house in
Yes.
Vereniging?
Yeah, house in Vereniging. HIV. Whoa, man. First time I heard that.
I never heard that too.
How's it for you?
Sal, to answer your request, if you would like to avoid dementia or amnesia, you need to firstly sleep for approximately 7 to 8 hours. You should
week.
every day.
A day.
A day.
You can't
78
sleep.
hours.
There's 24 hours in a day. How can you?
Oh, 7 to
7
8.
to 8. 7 to 8.
Oh, that's
Seven.
not like 72 hours.
78, yeah.
8 hours or 8 hours, yes, of sleep. You have to reduce your stress levels, reduce alcohol intake, and stop smoking, avoid tobacco products. And then you should also make lifestyle changes and go for daily doctor checkups. Things
Daily?
like not daily.
Regular.
Constant,
Might as well marry a
regular.
doctor.
Regular doctor checkups. Some of the underlying health conditions that may cause memory loss is hearing loss, depression, the problems with your weight, or diabetes and high blood pressure. So if you have those, you need to address them before it becomes worse and causes memory loss.
Can I
Hey,
tell
man,
you, with the lifestyle you live, 7 to 8 hours is a luxury. I'm sure you don't sleep 7 to 8 hours.
No, I generally sleep 6 to 7.
Yeah, because you on air.
I strive for 7. I try to be in bed by 8. But sometimes
8?
I try.
Yeah, because what
Generally,
time do you
I'm
have to be
sleeping
up?
by 10.
You got to be up at like 4.
My alarm was 3:45, but
Yo.
then I'll snooze till like 4:30.
You know, I was offered breakfast radio a few times. I said no because I was like, there's no fucking way. I'll never wake up at 3:30. Ngizogcina ngibheda nje. I'll be late for work. I'll fuck up. You know what I mean? I remember when
Challenge yourself.
Sbu used to do unfinished business. I used to do 3 to 6 a.m.
Yeah, with the Karas and Warras.
No.
I confused the two.
Karas and them were on the Wildlands. When Sbu was doing his breakfast show. I think he still had about Soli Vista.
Soli Vista he had. Because you used to run the show sometimes.
He used to sometimes come to work. Like, I would stay there and run the desk till like 6:30. Sbu was late a lot, you know? Sorry,
Are you
Sbu.
for real?
But it's because he was doing so many other things. Yeah, but Sbu, he couldn't sleep at 8. He
Are you
was
for real?
attending like a slave dinner or whatever the night before. Umuntu ufike endlini ngo-2. He's got to be on air at 6.
shit.
Oh,
So
are you for real?
sometimes, yeah, and that was my first experience of like breakfast radio, and I'd be like, yo, fuck, this is hard, bro. I'd never be able to do this.
Yeah.
Come here, be here on time, 6 a.m. every day. I was going to say something that you can take. I heard about this thing the other day. It's easy. It's not Ozempic. It's not for obese people or whatever. It's called NAD. It's like a drip. You
It's
know
for
those
weight loss.
drips?
NAD.
No. It improves cognitive function. NAD plays a critical role in brain health. It helps improve
NAD,
memory,
yeah, I've
mental
heard of-
clarity, and overall
guys,
cognitive
quick
function.
one. Why? I've always have a problem with like supplements.
No, this one is like a... it's
Because a lot of the
supplement.
time, the supplements, the active ingredients in these things is also taken from foods you can just eat. And
You're never going to get it in the same dosages,
a
though.
billion years ago, there weren't all these supplements, but there was food, and that was the source of our nutrients and the chemicals or whatever you'd need in your body to just live and function. So there's always that easy answer, which is difficult for all of us to do, which is cut out alcohol, cut out the meats, and eat healthily. And
Well, I'd never cut out the meats. I think the meats is essential. Essential. I once, when was it, 2022, I had this whole body transformation thing. Not really. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to train hard and I'm going to eat. It's at the first time I heard of that carnivore diet. I only ate meat.
okay.
I ate meat for breakfast. I ate meat for lunch. I ate meat for supper. I'd have like a 500-gram steak a day. I'd have chicken breast. I'd have tuna. And I stuck to that shit, dude, for like 6
No
months.
veggies.
No veggies.
Wow.
No
starch.
veggies, no
And how did it
carbs,
go?
no starch. I gained 13 kilos of muscle.
Just
I went
eating
from
meat.
72 to about 85.
So how do you know that's muscle?
I could see, dude. I was very sexy. I can show you a picture of what I look like topless if you like.
So
But that's going to be gay.
yeah. I don't want to see you topless,
But it's
bro.
the same ones I sent to you. Remember when we were on a video call?
Oh, those ones, Daddy, send them again.
I like when you talk to me like that, daddy.
So wait, bro. So then,
So I'm saying,
So
I
you saying our
I
culture
saw,
in South Africa of shisanyamas and stuff is not wrong as long as we don't have alcohol and the pubs at the
the thing is, I
shisanyamas.
think, like, I'm not a nutritionist by any measure, but what I tried to do, and from the research that I did, I was also eating quality meat. The thing is that the shisanyama, we're eating chuck and brisket and short rib. We're taking any cut of meat. Gumnandi vele, there's nothing wrong with it.
But what's
I
wrong with chuck and brisket?
No,
and
it's not the same
chuck
as,
is
for
good,
example,
it's good.
it's not the
a
same
lot
as
of fat.
wagyu. It's not the same as ribeye. If the only fat that you're getting is
Warras.
in the meat, remember, you're not eating any other
Wagyu
fats.
has a lot of fats, though.
It is. It's got
Saturated
marbling.
fats.
So
Yeah,
does
marbling.
ribeye. Yes. I'm saying, if you're taking in the fat in the form of ribeye and avocados, for example, are also healthy fats, versus if you're taking the fat from fucking slab chips and maguinas, it's not the same type of fat.
No.
Do you understand? So I'm saying the meat that you eat, when you go to the shisanyama, nobody goes to the shisanyama and eats meat only. We have meat with pap, with spinach, with chakalaka, with cabbage.
And sauce.
Yes. You don't just eat the meat. So that makes the meal bad. If you're only going to eat the meat, you'll do well, but you'll do better if you're eating primer cuts of meat, is my point.
You know that in Zim, they've got too many elephants. So now they're going to cull, meaning drop the population by
Yes.
killing, and they're going to give the meat to the population. Because I think they realize that the situation is bad. I mean, obviously, if
They
that
wanna
happened...
eat elephant.
Well, they need to eat
It's
whatever's
edible.
moving. They're
It's
starving.
Elephant isn't edible.
Bayadlana. Like,
Oh, my God.
no, you bayadlana, Zimbabwe. Soon after the elephants are culled, they'll eat each other.
No, man.
Elephant, guys. Elephant.
You know,
No,
Khan, if they
hey,
pull
if
him
it
out.
really gets bad in
You
Zim, they
can't.
must come to Hillbrow and chow these ones.
Abo Spanban Kloof.
Baningi la.
Ibon Abon Kloof. They're going to challenge him.
Abonkomo.
instead. Abon?
Isibongo ubani unkomo. Was.
Yeah, no, but that's happening in Zim, bro. But you know bro, elephant meat is edible. Remember there was this elephant. Please
Mugabe.
Google. There was an elephant that escaped from the Kruger National Park, and some community in Mpumalanga or Limpopo chowed that thing.
Obviously.
Killed it and chowed it. That's why it's sealed.
Robert Mugabe,
Yes.
at his 90th birthday celebration, served
Yes.
elephants.
He served elephants.
And he said, because you know that guy was like, he's the original Julius Malema. He'd do and say stuff to trend. So he slaughtered the elephant for the birthday.
Yeah.
And when he made the announcement,
Numerous.
he was giving his speech at his birthday, and he said to the BBC, a BBC reporter, like a month prior or whatever, had said Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe is ignoring the elephant in the room.
Oh, wow.
These people are starving because of XYZ policies that he's implemented.
Yeah.
And then in his speech, he said something to the effect of, and to the BBC, this one's for the BBC type of thing, we'll be serving elephant as our main course. We have now addressed the elephant in the room.
Addressed and seasoned it.
And they're
Addressed
like,
and seasoned
we'll
it
be
too.
chowing it,
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So I thought that was funny, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that is hilarious.
Frick checker.
Oh, ping ping.
Yeah, the bell is hers.
But her bell is not here. How can I praise? Sorry, fact
No,
check.
man.
She's got her own bell.
I have my
So-
own
Yes, it's a
button.
bell.
Yes, what you're saying is true. In Mpumalanga, Matsulu, there were people who had chased down and killed an elephant because it escaped and accidentally trampled on someone to death. So they killed it and ate it.
In retribution that it killed somebody,
Yes.
but technically they just wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
And in Zimbabwe, they have confirmed that they're going to cull about 200 elephants this year.
I think
But
with the
you
culling,
know,
the-
Kali get out.
no.
If you're gonna count
Yeah,
200,
that's skin.
if you're gonna count
Elephants.
200 elephants, that thing got thick ass skin, bro.
Yeah, I think they'll invite hunters, like trophy hunters. So you can, because you can go hunting, you can shoot an elephant.
Yeah,
So now there's
Europeans
an
do that a lot in
opportunity
South
to come and
Africa.
hunt, and you can charge
Oh.
big money.
And that's money. They're
Yeah.
charging for everything. They're charging you to listen to the radio in your car in Zimbabwe.
Oh,
you know
I
that?
heard
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
that whole scam that was running around that SCPC is gonna charge radio license
to listen or to
to listen, to tune into your radio in your car.
like a TV license.
Yeah, so if
So
they
basically, if you
do
have
it
a car,
in Zim, it's
in
real.
Zim, if you have a car and it obviously has a radio, now you have to pay for the radio license.
But
Yeah.
how do you enforce that? But then again, in Zim, they don't play.
They don't play.
Have you
No,
been
in
to
Zim,
Zim?
yeah. No, it's easy. You enforce it by stopping somebody in their car. They're like, where's your license?
Where's your radio
Show
license?
us your license.
I don't listen to the radio.
No.
But you have it.
no.
Dude, when the TV license guys pull up at your car, at your house, they never will. But when they do pull up,
we used to say
They
the
can
TV was
try.
stolen.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they used to come then.
yeah.
Then you have to hide the TV.
Yeah, so
No,
if you've got it, you got to pay for it. That's why when you buy a TV, you got to have a license. So if you buy a car, you got to pay the license as well.
And that is one of the stupidest things. But anyway, no, in Zim, I was saying in terms of enforcement, I've been to Zim. If you travel from Harare to the outskirts, there's these roadblock type checkpoints where if they see you in the car, or like, for example, if I'm in the car, they can see that I'm a Mexican. Then they know I'm probably not from Zim. And then they're like, what is the business you here for? What are you here to do? Where's your passport?
And your license
Right?
plate could be GP.
No. And then the guys that you're with, you're going to be like, no, I'm with Saul. He's my Zimbabwean dude that I'm moving with. Then they question Saul. Like, who are these brutes? Where are you taking it? That's to make sure you're not there, like, stealing gold. Like, if you're traveling to the mining areas, you'll be like, no, I'm going to this mine. I'm going to see the mine. You can do that. Then they're like, which mine? If you say gold, you'll be asked another 50 questions. You've got to say like flipping manganese or chrome or something else. Those are the things they care less about. But you don't want to get on the wrong side of those guys. It's not like here where you can cheek the officer and say, what are you stopping me for? I wasn't even speeding. You can't do that shit. They'll pull you out. They'll shambok you fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're going to argue about the radio license thing, it'll end badly.
Now there's
I've
law
heard
and
in
order.
those
There's law and order in
instances.
Zimbabwe. They arrested South Africans for entering illegally the other day. Please search, not for real. I saw that in the news. I saw it in the news. They arrested. Hey.
Yo.
And my thing is,
Which news?
hey man, maybe it's fake news, but please search South Africans arrested for entering Zimbabwe illegally.
I'm sure.
This is the two South
I remember
Africans.
seeing this.
It should be a
it
trade
true?
exchange.
It's true, I told you. Come on now.
Yeah, you unsure yourself.
Yo. Because it sounds very fake.
It sounded fake, I won't lie.
According to News 24, 7 South Africans are currently held in custody in Harare for entering the country illegally.
And
The Zimbabwean Human Rights Commission has called for immediate deportation for them.
And I just want to say thank you to Zimbabwe. Like, thank you to all South African countries who maintain law and order. All African countries who say we have laws and they follow these laws. And I know a lot of people are going to be mad, like, Mara Zimbabweans are here. But guess what? The Zimbabwean government never encouraged Zimbabweans to enter South Africa illegally.
But they created a climate where the people have no
Yeah.
choice.
They create, and it's their fault for that. Yeah.
So,
but
wait now.
they
We've
keep saying,
absorbed. They
dude,
can't absorb 7 of ours. We've
They
absorbed
can't.
7 million of
Of
theirs.
theirs.
It's a bit
because we are
unfair.
incapable. We've proven
That's not
ourselves
fair,
no.
bro.
That's unfair.
Because we are incapable of arresting them.
No, we need to go to Hillbrow and address this matter.
And
not
exactly.
fair.
This could have been an exchange.
If there's a
Now
town,
we're going to have to exchange them. Send ours back. We'll send you 7 of yours. What the fuck?
Then it doesn't even help.
7,000.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but like my thing is,
Or
you gotta
must drive, we
respect.
must be like, we'll give you 7,000 for the 7.
For the 7.
Or
Take your people. Take
Sigisti. No, we'll give them Sigisti. Let's give them
60,000.
No, but my thing is, guys, that countries have laws, and like if they, have law enforcement and they enforce their laws, then that's what happens.
But we also have laws. How come we don't enforce ours?
Good question. You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, I was gonna say, why do you think we just allow, And hey, some of my best friends are Zimbabwean.
No, I got
But-
a lot of people. I lived in Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
bro. I've shared like meals. I've lived in Hill, bro. I've shared meals.
Sisi yakubona.
Hey, chick. Hey, Zwana, Sukanaka.
So your name
Siyabona.
is Solomisi.
Solo me. No, I lived in Zim, man, I mean,
Yes, yes.
Let's close this show.
man.
That's
I
the
lived in
coming
Hill,
out.
bro.
Son
I
is
lived in
exposing
Hill.
himself. He's an
I
illegal.
lived in.
You did live in Hillbrow.
Yeah, I
In
can't.
fact, nobody knows Saul's history before Hillbrow.
Yeah, we
like
don't
all
know.
Zimbabweans.
Exactly.
Man,
They just
fortunately, I worked with him.
Eh?
Fortunately, I worked with him.
Hill, bro.
Hilbro.
How?
Yeah, nah, man.
No, I was gonna say some of my best friends are Zimbabwean.
Yeah.
You know, that's a statement racist people make when they're
Yes.
qualifying their statement. They're
But
like, hey,
man,
some of my best friends are
you're
black.
right.
So, you know, you can consider what I'm saying xenophobic or whatever. I don't care. But I think that the problem is that we've allowed it to just continue unabated for too long. We're almost in a situation where, like you said, you lived in Hillbrow how long ago, dude?
Yeah.
Those Zimbabweans that you knew then are still living in Hillbrow. It's very difficult to kick out someone after 20 years. It's a tough one. Their whole
it's
life
like,
is
it's like
here.
that cousin who comes to your place for a funeral, and then 3 months after the funeral has passed, your mom is dead and buried, and the nigga's still in the house, and he just becomes the guy, you know, around. It's like that. It happens. Even with families, it happens.
Mac has a cousin like that, Bovias.
No, but Mac did say that.
No.
Mac did say that.
He brought
Google.
that guy to a club Y once. He's like, this is my cousin, Bovias. I was like, eh? What's his name? Bovias.
He's on Bovias.
Hey, because until now, I'm sure Bovias is here somewhere.
Nah, he runs a club. He's
Obvious.
promoted. He's doing one
They
for
are South
himself.
African. He's allowed to be here.
Who, Bovias? Hey,
Yeah.
that far north of South Africa. Phela lela gama, iphumaphi lela gama?
No, apparently-
Ngathi import yegama.
No, the name was, he was trying to say obvious.
Oh,
But
what
because
Bovias?
the B is silent in obvious,
I
he had
even-
said the Bovias.
Oh.
That's how you got the name, for real. That's how you got the name of Bovias. I'm telling you another story. Because I was like, hey man, how come this guy's with Bovias? What the fuck is
What
going
kind of
on?
a name is that, bro?
So I was trying to say
I met him
obvious.
somewhere and we took a selfie. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah,
And
so
then
yeah, show up obvious, man.
I think I sent it to Mac.
P.
I was like, hey, Mac.
We-
I met
Bovias.
Bovias, yeah.
We need to close the show.
Why? We're having fun. Sol, what else?
Every people know Kanye or Ghost Lady. What else? She's the one to choose. People
What
can
else,
never
Ghost
want-
Lady?
How many minutes have we been recording? Ah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Hours,
this is
guys.
a problem I have at every podcast I go to.
going to
Hey,
2
we talk
hours.
forever,
You
bro.
gonna do the whole podcast, bro. You, Peniel and them want a 4-hour, 5-hour.
Ah, man, I don't have it.
Podcast.
Fuck, I was gonna show. I took a selfie
going
with
to 2
Bovias
hours.
and I sent it to MacG, bro.
Nah, let's close it, man. It was
Yeah.
good having you.
No, it was
when
nice
is Mac
being
back?
here.
Are we gonna have Warras again?
I want to come when Mac is here and then the three of I have
gonna be
something.
the three of
Oh,
us.
gonna be dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to Mac?
I need to like lecture you guys.
Oh,
Lecture us. On
is
what?
it? On what?
They do a lot of stuff that doesn't make me happy.
Oh, really?
But it
I'm
makes
like, what
chillers
the
happy,
fuck is
dog.
this?
Come on,
Is
man.
that
Hey,
you?
Huh?
it makes chillers happy, dog.
I'm a chiller. I'm coming on behalf of the chillers. Don't
Some
we have a
chillers are not
voice?
happy all the time.
Huh?
Some chillers are not happy all the time.
Exactly.
You can't make all the chillers happy all the time.
So what are you saying? Well, fuck the chillers, Scott's Maphuma.
No, fuck one chiller that wants to address us because he's not happy. Shit.
Yeah, that chillers.
Yes, I can edit
Fuck,
you.
one, fuck you, now one chiller.
Umachila,
Fuck you.
umachila.
Nah,
please, man.
I just feel like, yeah, we must do one, the three of us, and see. You must also come visit me there at my podcast, man.
Oh yeah,
I
you've
can
been
be
inviting
famous.
Mac only,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
been blue ticking you,
Who?
Mac, and you've
Yeah, he
been,
blue tick me live.
yeah.
What a
So
fool,
now you're
dude.
inviting me as like the other guy.
No, I'm
Because
not.
it's like you
I
try
want-
to get Mac, because you try to get Mac for real. So
He got-
I know, because
Nah,
when
he got me there, Ghost
because
Lady.
with Mac I was like, yo, let's try to get Warras if you're not going to be
Yeah,
around, and Mac was
yeah.
like, damn man, Warras, I've been blue ticking. So now you want to
So-
have me.
No
Because I'm
argument
the
from
other
me.
guy.
And when they fail with song,
Mac,
I get a
Mac,
random
he even blue
request.
ticks me. Ghost Lady, don't you want to come?
No.
Nah, me I won't
That's
come,
what I
but I
know.
do. Me I won't come, but I do go to podcasts.
Fuck you, you
When
coming.
people, no.
Yes.
When people invite me, I do go. So I was on Lasie's date the other time.
Where are you?
That date, oh,
lovely. Okay, I'm gonna send you a formal
Hazel has
invite.
been wanting me to come through to a podcast.
But they've been
the time
wanting
is just
Mac.
bad.
They've been
Nah,
asking
you're not
for
lo-
Mac to go to
you
the
serious?
Yes, to Lassie's way.
Oh, so shit, I was a spare there as well.
No, but he doesn't interview well, Mac. Eh? I've interviewed Mac.
No, he hates
before.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed?
Oh, he hates
No, I
it.
think because he knows it's like
Elon Musk's dad.
no,
Oh.
like when you want to interview Mac, it's like
Hey, that guy.
doing something to somebody who does it every day. Let's say, imagine if
If you interview Joe Rogan, like.
yes, or a surgeon. Let's say if you're awake for your surgeries, and then you now operate on a surgeon who's operated on 1,000 people and he's one of the best guys to do it. Of course, if he's awake to see it happen, which you're awake for the interview to see it happen, you can see, oh, he's trying to go here. Oh, he's trying to do this. Oh, because
Hey,
already...
that analogy will land a good.
No.
You want to set your rise.
Yeah, it's so good.
The
It's
Don't
so
surgeon
set
is
your
the
eye.
interviewer.
Look, if you
As
want
the
to
surgeon.
operate a surgery on a surgeon and he had to be awake to see it,
Okay.
half the times
He's
he'd be
gonna
like,
complain
"You're
about the
too
method
close
of-"
to the fucking vein." No, fuck. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Where the fuck did you get your medical,
see.
degree from? Because of you're obviously seeing this thing happening. So some people it's difficult to
Yes.
be the
But
one.
I'd be the
who's
one
being
interviewing
operated
him.
on.
I mean, do you know who I am? Like, I'm not going to be going to these nonsense podcasts that...
Because interviews, but you got.
I get a lot of requests to come on to people's podcasts.
Same here.
Right? And I don't go for the same reason.
Yeah,
Because
mostly for me, yeah.
A lot of the time, the podcasts are just pushing any nyaga there. And I'm like, I don't want to be on this podcast. But couldn't mama sing?
I went to Lasizo's because I knew, it's an awkward date, so it's gonna
Yeah. Oh,
bring the whole
Lasizo's
gay
I would
vibe.
do,
It's gonna
yeah.
bring the whole gay vibe to me, and that's what's meant to be awkward. But it won't because I'm not like
You're comfortable in your
I'm
sexuality.
comfortable with my sexuality. Yeah, exactly.
And you used to be gay.
Yeah.
When was I gay?
Hey, bro.
Hey, tell us, bro.
What's in Zimbabwe?
Was I gay in the whoa?
Zimbabwe.
When was I gay, bro? What happened when I was gay?
You were gay at
When-
some point.
How was I gay?
Asivale.
Asivale
Hey,
sona ngifuna ukukushisa
funa
mfethu phambi kwabantu.
How was I gay?
How?
Yeah.
Angazi what method you were using bengekho phela mina.
Hi,
You were gay ngingekho mngani wami. Manje ubuza mina, how was I gay? Well, remember when you like what in this it's not a Cassie deposition. I don't know how you were gay,
Dude,
nigga.
we're gonna talk about it on Saturday, man. Fuck. I'm still watching Cameron interviewing one of Cassie's and Diddy's
Hey,
gay,
I saw
gay
that.
prostitutes.
And you
Yeah,
asked
I
him,
was listening
what was
to
the
last
pussy
night.
like? I was
Yeah.
like, alright, this bruh.
No,
that thing
but
was-
that's a very because he was like, okay,
That was a bit
Everything
of a reach.
That was
I
over.
like,
no, hold on. But somebody has sex with someone. Why can't you ask? Apart from everything, how was the actual sex? That's what he's asking.
It's an inappropriate question to ask because Cassie is not coming forward like, yo, man, I used to have lots of sex the way Begumnandi. She's coming forward
Then
and saying,
again-
people fucked my life up. I'm super traumatized. And when I was in it, I didn't realize that the shit that we were doing was fucked up.
Then there's the guy who's a prostitute who's coming and saying, yo, bro, I had to Google that hotel and it's like $30,000 a night. So I'm thinking I'm the one who's booked here. And if I'm dealing with this female, I don't know whether she's just like me in it because she wants to be in it or she's in it because just like me, I'm getting paid.
Yes.
Because
Like it's a
I
job.
realize at the end of the day that we're doing it for the pleasure of this guy who's going to come
Yes.
into the room.
Yeah.
And we mustn't acknowledge him. He won't even address me. He will address the girl.
Yeah.
So at that point, he realizes that, then again, it's a 30,000. How much are you getting paid? How much? So he also didn't know what's going on? Is she comfortable? Is she not comfortable? Is she paid or not? So Cameron was well within his rights because he didn't know that this is a girl who maybe she's putting herself out to be a victim now, that she was subject to this kind of treatment by her abuser. Now, I won't get into the victim-abuser
that is another
dynamics.
chat, yeah.
So you can't blame him for thinking, okay, maybe you're also then here for the check because I'm here for the check.
Yeah.
You're here for the check. We're doing these nasty things for this guy.
It's a performance.
I'm not aware that because he's giving you instructions and you're acting them out. So I'm not aware that you're under duress. Can you blame him for that?
He wouldn't
And for-
know she's under duress, no.
And for everybody else,
Yes.
also.
But
'Cause
now
he's
Cameron
seeing
is
the lifestyle.
conducting this interview in 2025.
Yes.
So he's conducting it at a time that we know now it was under duress. So I think it would be the responsible
Cassie
thing
says
to do as the interviewer.
Because the thing is...
No, Cameron. I'm saying as the interviewer.
but
Like,
we know it's under duress because Cassie's saying it.
yes. And also, like, Saul, the thing is, I've said this before. Anytime something private becomes public, a lot of what's been said in the trial, I don't know. I think they're trying to establish some sort of a character. They're building like this character that
Character
Diddy
profile.
was. Character profile, yeah. With the stories that they're sharing and with putting Casio in the stand. Because a lot of the stuff that's being described is like, yo, okay, I hear that. That's fucking sick. That's weird. That's left of field. But where's the crime? So in the character profile building, we are establishing that this guy is like this. So that we can when we get to the crime part, it makes sense because we've already told you who this guy actually is. But a lot of it, I feel like, was just like unnecessary. There's so many things that are coming out that are just like, yo, man, the public doesn't need to know that. You know, the peeing on each other. What do I
like that's people,
you know what the guy
bedrooms.
said in his answer to Cameron? No, that guy that Cameron is interviewing. In his answer, he said, you know, bruh, to be honest with you, I was involved, I was chowing and we were having sex, whatever. But I had this dude, and I knew it was Diddy, right? Behind me here, pacing up and down, and he was wanking. And I'm trying to perform here and have sex. He's like, I couldn't even think about that. I was just thinking, hey, what if this brat tries something? Because I heard rumors.
Because they're from Harlem.
Yes.
And he's heard that Diddy dabbles.
Like he'd heard that Diddy dabbles, and you can end up in a situation. He was just like, hey, me, I was actually panicking. I was checking, hey, this brat's going to do something to me that I don't want. You know, so I didn't even partake here.
Nah. I felt that interview was very real.
Look, I only saw
because he asked the questions hood niggas like you wouldn't want to know, like Manchin Tuana. You know what I mean? Like, and some of those questions answer things at a human level.
Yeah.
Some of those things, because even what he said is confusing if you haven't listened to it. He's like, Diddy comes in and
while they're busy,
he already has the instruction that my man is gonna come at some point. Don't look at him. He's not around.
Right. Just continue.
Yeah, he will talk to me, not you. You don't address him, he doesn't address you. And that's like
how fucking weird.
A mind fucking weird. Even if you've paid somebody, bro, they're not entirely a tool or inanimate. They're human with feelings.
Yeah.
There's no ways you can say someone, have sex with this person, then there's going to be someone. What if it's 5 people who've entered the room? I can't even look back. No.
Yeah, nah. All of a sudden now, this thing is looking. I wouldn't even be comfortable with some dude looking at me, looking at my ass and wanking. Like, that's weird. I'm going to be like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. With your knowledge, that's fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
Because the problem happens without your knowledge.
Yes. Well, what is he looking at? He's looking at the act that's taking place.
And you're there in the same room. That's because now you don't even know what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, but that was weird.
But then again, I don't know. Like, you know, they always say, like, I don't know. I've never reached that level of wealth and power. I don't know. Maybe when you get there, you become a sick fuck. Because what's coming out in the Diddy case, I think, is also showing people how sick this elite circle of people are.
Sick about it. The island, the Epstein
Island. Yeah. I think what's
there's
also,
always like
the
violation
tapes,
of.
You know, there's all these tapes, but they're not disclosing what's on the tapes. And for me, if Diddy is the sick fuck, but Saul attended his party and he's on the tapes, we need to know about Saul because you are also just as wrong. You are participating in these sexual acts, which sometimes involve children, especially those. Yeah. Let's look at the ones that were a crime. If you were just part of the sick fuckery and you were having gay sex, straight sex, bisexual sex, that's fine. You're peeing on each other, whatever you into, do it.
P. Diddy.
You understand? But now, when there were kids involved, when people were now being fucked under duress and drugged, apparently they were putting like the drugs in the baby oil. When are you rubbing the stuff? Next thing, who's Dumbu? Bakshai, I'm fine, who's Dumbu? That shit is fucked up. If there's tapes of that, why are we not finding out who is on those tapes?
Exactly.
There's comments made about this celebrity's become very quiet. This one is not defending his bra. This one is not saying anything.
You're hearing about celebrities who have moved. They're no longer, they've moved out of America.
But it's also unfair because you can't just name drop Jay-Z without evidence of Jay-Z. Can't be like, yo, Jay-Z's really quiet on this Diddy thing. Of course he is. If Saul had to do some shit like that, he's my bra and we can do a podcast together. I'm not fucking commenting on what Saul did. I'm gonna go quiet. When they say, hey, you're not saying anything about Saul, I say, yes, I'm not. I don't. Why must Jay-Z and Beyonce comment? Why?
But what if they were there?
Huh?
What if they were there?
Why must they comment? What you understand? What?
No, I'm saying it's
what entitles you to an explanation from them when they haven't been charged?
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
of course.
If they are on the tapes and you disclose that there are 6 tapes with these people on, different story.
Can I
now
tell you
need
something?
to answer.
Can I tell you, Warras? Here's the thing, right? before we close the show, we've been saying we're going to
We've
close
been
for a long
clo-
time.
We're
So
on 2 hours.
if a stranger in South Africa with 60, 70 million of us, one says, Saul slapped me last week Wednesday, and then they check last week Wednesday I was in Kuruman, and this nigga says I slapped him, and he lives in Kuruman, it was at the gig where I was at. There's no obligation for me to make a statement, right, to prove my innocence. However, guess what? If I was in Kuruman, but I didn't slap this guy, I could easily just say, yo, I was in Kuruman, I didn't know this nigga from a bar of soap, I didn't slap him. Done, we'll move forward. But if there was a situation where I was with this nigga, and
There's
then
photos,
I saw him,
yeah.
I remember now, and because also Jay-Z and them could have said, yo, we went to Diddy parties.
Yes.
In fact, I'll tell you the full number. I went to 30 of them in 10 years.
Yeah.
And not once did I have baby oil on me or saw baby oil. What I saw was Cirocs, we drank, we were nice.
We're in the pool.
We were in the pool,
Party. Exactly.
and then I left home with my wife. That is your truth and a statement that you could easily release, right? Just like if we do a podcast together and I'm accused of doing something in my bedroom, you could say, oh yeah, I sure saw it, but I've never been in a bedroom with him doing things with women or seeing him, you know what I mean?
Or seeing him.
It's your truth, and it's
Perform.
not snitching to me because it's your truth.
Yeah.
And I understand how you need to clear yourself because we're always together shooting a podcast.
Yeah.
So people are thinking my behavior is your behavior as well.
Exactly,
So there's actually, Jay-Z and them could actually just come out and say, none of that happened.
Good point. Yeah, just address it. Unless, obviously, there's something.
Because if
there,
you're quiet now, your
alleged.
kids are like, Dad,
What's
but just
up?
tell them the
Yeah.
truth. Because
Yeah.
You're being implicated.
the truth is beautiful, you know, because it's your lived. You're not lying.
Well, the
you don't
truth is
try to
beautiful
remember
because
the truth.
there's only one truth.
Only one, and you don't need to
Yes,
try.
yes.
It is what it is, and the other party implicated in their shit won't take offense because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the truth.
And
That's why-
I shouldn't have to be on the line now because you are on the line.
no, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. It's the truth. If I say, if Max says I had a horrible experience with so and so, I'm like, I had a great one. It's my truth, and whatever. That's what happened.
I love it. That's a perfect way to close the show. Truth.
Thank you.
That's the lesson.
Yeah,
for
we've
today.
been, man.
Yes.
Yo.
This camera that points straight at me, I often feel like I need to be like, and that's a lovely way to close the show.
Yes.
Very formal here.
With a tattoo
You
on
want
your
to be
neck.
formal.
Why are you obsessed? Because lady asked me when I came in, she said, did you always have that
Show
tattoo
her the
on
rest of
your
your
neck?"
tattoos, bro.
No, no, I don't
We'll
want-
leave you to thingy. We've renamed it to the Spear and
It
Wonder
freaks
Room.
me out. A tattoo just means that someone was there working on your neck. Already just touching this part of my neck, just kind of like.
You don't have tattoos.
Well, don't do
No,
it
I
because
don't
it's
have.
fucking so. I'm actually going to go and expand on this one. I'm going to go and make it bigger.
Oh,
Same tattoo.
What does it do for you, man?
Tattoos.
Yeah, like the more tattoos you get
I
covered
don't
in.
know, man. You know, it's just for the look. You know, trying to paint a picture of a certain character, you know.
It's like the car that the guys can't afford.
I
You
can't
wanna
afford the
look a
car, so I
certain
do
way.
the tattoos.
You want to look a certain dangerous way that you're
yeah.
not
You want
actually.
to be feared.
You want to seem dangerous
that's
when
a
you're
fucking
not.
byproduct. Like sometimes you want the tattoo because it has meaning for you. So you don't just choose random shit and put it in your body. The tattoo must have meanings. Like the one on my left arm is for family.
So
it's
what's
a Maori
written
tattoo.
here on your
It's
neck?
Maori
What's
warrior
that?
tattoo. Eh?
What's that on your neck?
This it says Lex Talionis.
And that means?
What does that mean?
An eye for an eye.
Oh, you see, you're trying to be dangerous.
I blind, but
Are you blind?
I blind. An eye for an eye. Ha. Leave us all.
Huh? An eye for an eye will leave us all blind. I don't subscribe to that. It says an eye for an eye in the Bible. And Lex Talionis, it's a story of the law of retaliation. It's like when something is done to you, you mustn't let people take you for a poos. That's not to say you must go and moor everyone and kill people. No. It's to say that in life, if life gets you down, you need to retaliate and say, how am I going to be better after this experience? How am I going to pick myself back up?
So is that your retaliation?
And not at all. I just said
Come
that
on,
because
the
I'm
better
trying
person.
to be family friendly.
Yeah, no, that didn't sound
No,
like...
that's...
I wasn't waiting
Google
for
it.
that.
Look, Google it. Lex Talionis. It'll tell you the law of retaliation.
Wow.
So it's like, come back as strong, like...
So
as
the
you-
law is not if somebody
It's
kills your
not what
wife,
goes around,
go
what comes
kill
around.
them.
Well, it depends how you interpret it.
What goes around comes around.
No. Like, am I going to allow this to get me down? Am I going to allow this to disadvantage me?
So like
how
I
will
said,
I retaliate to this setback?
So if somebody, okay, so please use Lex Talionis in this situation. Somebody comes, kills your wife. Lex Leonis it.
John Wick.
So you go kill them.
Well, in the Lex Talionis, I wouldn't do that because I'm a law-abiding citizen.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
like your scenarios
we
are
all
very
know.
hectic.
No, we all know that the
Yes.
law matters till it doesn't matter.
Okay, I
would go kill the guy. Maybe not let the law get me. Get me. But
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't find
obviously
peace.
there's ways to
I
kill
wouldn't find
people
peace
without
to like
being
get
caught.
proper retribution.
Of course. But also, like, you don't want to be, man, you can't be, I'll go kill. It's not easy to kill people, boss. You don't just walk up to people and
I
kill
find
them.
if somebody kills my child or
No,
my
if
wife,
somebody
it's a
hurts,
different
I
story.
think my thing is, I think everybody has the potential to act in a very violent way, depending on what's done
it's
to them.
innate in us
Yes.
as humans.
So when you think of Lex Talionis in that context, it's like, what would push you to that level where your retaliation to something is that severe?
Yeah.
You understand? Like if somebody shouts at my kid at Spur, which has happened, I'm not going to kill them. I'm going to be like, yo, what are you doing? No one shouts at the lighty. You understand? But if the lighty is being naughty and they're like, hey, lighty, stop it. I'm going to come find out the story. That's a real life situation. What happened? And if the person is wrong, I'm going to tell them, hey, don't shout at my fucking lighty. You understand? If the person was right in the scenario because my child was being naughty, I'm going to say, yeah, you heard what the uncle said. Don't do that shit.
Of
You
course,
understand?
that's called being a good
yes,
parent.
so it's called being a good parent.
Decent
exactly.
parent,
But
at
you'd
least.
agree that your kids are your purpose. You know, no one must touch those niggas, dog. You don't want to see your kids ailed by anything.
Yeah.
So you need to be, as a father or as a man, your kids, your family, those are the people that you Lex Talionis for.
Yeah, I Lex
Yes.
Leonis for my family.
That's why,
bro.
like, to simplify it, it's just like, don't let anybody take you for a poos. Or your kids, or whoever. You've got to correct that
Rap,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, and say, hey, man, that's not cool. Don't kill anyone. The fuck?
Unless you
What
Lex
language is that?
Leonis.
Is that English or
It's
is it
Latin.
Latin?
I'm a big fan of Latin. I'm a Roman Catholic, and I actually name all of my companies Latin names.
Ah.
Hold on, no, you don't.
I do.
Sorry, bro. They said must close the show.
Why? What?
That company of yours with the security one, it's what? With
Imperial.
the Roman thing.
Oh, that is Olympus.
Olympus.
Those are my brews. Shut
That's
up.
not Latin.
Hey?
That Latin.
No, I didn't name that company. Those are my guys that I worked with. It was called Olympus when I arrived.
Yeah.
My security company is called Imperium, which is a really cool name.
Dangerous guys, those Olympus people, yeah?
Of course.
Hey, white people in security, hey.
I
Just to see fire.
they weren't dangerous. I saw you
I
can't
see,
close it. There's
yeah.
nothing of dangerous, guy. Insecurity.
Are they not into other business?
What other business?
Like
they do
illicit
security.
stuff?
No, they do
Oh.
guarding. But you see, that's what people think from the tattoos and the what.
Yeah, and then there's
So
another
that
business.
intimidating
There's
look.
an illicit cigarette business. It's got the same Roman hat thingy.
It's a common logo. I have that Roman hat on my arm.
Yeah, that's
It's a
logo's
Spartan.
very Spartan.
It's a Spartan
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're in the security industry, people assume they kind of tie security with tattoos, with the way you look. I saw a
the
TikTok.
black market.
I
and,
saw a TikTok of
illegal
the most
things.
dangerous looking bodyguard in South Africa. And you know who it was? It was an international page that posted it. Kalito.
Isn't that AK's?
AKAs, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
man.
Kalito, when he pulls that face and when he walks,
Yeah.
he just walks. He's permanently mean mugging,
we've
you know?
seen
Yeah.
But
Kalito,
obviously, he's doing it because he's not there DJing. He's there providing security. He can't be
Yeah.
smiling
He
and
needs to
laughing
look
with
fearful.
people. He needs to look
Yeah.
intimidating.
Fearsome.
Yes, he needs to look intimidating. Not so that he can be intimidating. In security, the idea is not that because I have the security company and I'm doing the security, I must moor everyone. That's not how it works. It works in a way where you are there as a deterrent to prevent your principal or the person you're looking after
Not
from
to
being...
protect your
Not
insecurities.
not for you to now clap every fan that tries to take a photo.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That's not the idea.
Okay.
Remember that viral video at Spring Fiesta? Like that guy, as he jumps over the fence, Atuyangena, while Ricky's performing. And the bouncer just grabs him by his hoodie. He pulls him around. He says, Vapa! And he throws him back over the fence. It's not the proper way to do things, but we can all agree that sometimes a clap is necessary. So that's the stereotype and the perception I think that people have in their minds. But if I'm at FNB Stadium and there's 90,000 fans, bro, we don't need anyone. You know what I mean? We laugh.
Unless they got a mask on
put up
and
signs.
an orange overall. And they're singing Skukanga Madolo. Hey, we out, man.
I wouldn't know
That
anything.
Maphuma say, you will never forget. Peace. Peace.
Bye.
Take it easy. If it's easy, take it home.
Don't clap it. Join the clap.
If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you support by subscribing, liking, sharing, and don't forget to comment. Kezo.
Imenzeni, ay, chillers, punch, ay.